All right, thanks so much, guys. Yeah, welcome to the close. It is a Monday afternoon. We'll take you right through to 4 o'clock this afternoon. Bit of a mix showing so far for the markets overall on a Monday. A little bit quiet as expected, heading into a holiday shortened week with Thanksgiving coming up on Thursday. We'll jump right into how things stand right now. Let's have a look at some of the markets we've been following. Here we go, 0.4% for the S&P, the Dow about 0.5% to the upside. Yeah, we saw weakness come in pretty quick for some tech stocks today, 0.4% to the downside right now for NASDAQ. So, I mean, overall, it could be a lot worse. The TSX, 0.25% lower here in Toronto. Brazil still down 0.6. You can see crude with a bit of a bounce back today after big-time negativity to end last week. Bitcoin and Ethereum both, 2%, 3.5%. The slide continues for some of the cryptocurrencies. Let's slide over to this screen and show you what is leading the way right now. Yeah, we're higher overall. This is the S&P 500, guys, but I mean, not a huge move here. It's the banks. After that Fed Chair Powell announcement came out early on this morning, we saw strength return to the U.S. dollar. We also saw strength return to the financial sector today. It's been a while since the banks were leading the way, but MS, GS, both up 2.8, 3.6% to the upside. There's USB, WFC here having a nice day, 3.5% in positive territory. Insurance companies, the entire group here in positive territory. Unlike some of the payment names, that's MasterCard. I know it's tough to see down there, but MA, 4.8% to the downside. FISV, that's PayC. Yeah, 3.7%. Visa underneath that. There's PayPal. We'll talk about PayPal here. Did it find a bottom? Possibly, hopefully. We'll talk about PayPal. HPE there as well, 3.8% trying to offset. Industrial stocks are higher. Energy stocks, as we saw, following crude oil to the upside. But CTRA, 6.25%. Apache, 4.3% to the upside. I'll quickly jump over and show you a bit of a red board. That tells you all you need to know about why this market is not a lot higher than it is right now. Moderna, 8% on some booster shot news today. Cisco and Apple, the only bright spots. There's Micron as well. Everything else heavily into negative territory. I just saw Peloton there, a name we haven't looked at today. 5.8% to the downside for Peloton. So it's been a bit of a rough ride, a bit of a rough start to the week for tech shares. As we do every time we jump into the close here, we'll kick things off with a little bit of a look backwards at some of the opportunities we were discussing if you joined us early on this morning. And to kick things off, Sean's going to talk through one of his trades from this morning. Here comes Sean.
Hey team, welcome to the trade of the day. Look, a very, very exciting one here today. It's going to be Rivian. But what I want to talk about first is just how do you decide like what stocks to look at? We have a watch list here, watch list on TraderTV.live. I also have my sticky note, and I just want to talk about it because you come in today and you hear that Ford had possible visions of a collaboration, obviously with Rivian, and you can see right here, Ford calls off plans to collab. Look for a 120 break short, right? So if we minimize that, and then we'll look forward at where the stock was coming from, right? And I think that's the most important thing, is to say, okay, you know what? We have the way we want to go. You're going to look here, all the purple indications are all shorts. So right away, right off the open, we were only looking for short. And how did we find some of those short levels? Well, I mean, I just kind of went back here and really indicated this high going back to, I guess, the second or third day before we ripped up. This is on their IPO. It just came out at 106.50, right? Ripped all the way to 108. Now we're actually back down and just bottom ticked. That bottom today is 106.90. Very, very close to that IPO price. But we just find this level here about 132 or so. That's the level that we looked at for, hey, if we're going to be wrong, where are we going to be wrong to? About 132. And then look at this. We identified this 120. It bounced off 120 last week, okay? If there was going to be negative news today, that's the level that we wanted to look at. And that's right here, 120. So the very first trade that I take, I'm sort of off taking big prints off the open. So let the open settle down. Rivian does its little dance here on open. You can see big, big red candles. The first 4 minutes, all red candles. And we actually participated in one of those. So the market opens up, we let it settle down a couple minutes, then it takes down 120. We have to go short. The high of that moment right there on the day, 125. This is the best part about this trade. As soon as a level is built and we can see, so we sort of forgot about this 132 now. We're actually actually now using some of these pre-market highs, 125-ish as our high. So we get in and right away we get out. That's $1.50. We took out half of the trade for that $1.50. It happened so quickly. It happened in the next minute. Tanks all the way down. We actually get the bottom of that play. Just took it out for $1.50 just because. No real reason. The move stopped there at 108, 118. So we actually took it a little bit lower, 119, 118.50 there. Then all of a sudden, we get what turns out to be the biggest gift of the day in the market, in my opinion. There's a few others out there, but on Rivian anyways. This bump up right here started to catch a bid around 945. All we did was say thank you, and then we had too many shares. So by this time, we have a decent position on because we only got out of half there. Load it up, and look what happens. That 125, we come within ticks of getting out of that. That basically ticked to like 125 and change. We're probably using 125.50 or so as our out. Another pro tip, we don't use exact levels as our out. Those are ideas, they're area stops. That comes down. Then we're like, uh-oh, we're getting nervous. Let's take a little piece out. So I get some out at 124. Okay, now we're like, all right, now we have this stock. And you can see it drop all the way back down. We get out at that 120 again in case that's a level. So by this point, man, we're we're like $3, $4 in the money. Then, hallelujah, it all opens up, man. The floodgates open up and we crack. Now we start to, see, I'm getting excited now. I'm not even in the trade. It starts to crack to the downside and then you see it move, man. This is where it's exciting. We're watching this thing absolutely crash all the way back down. Look at this price, 106.90, man, or that's right here, 106.90. Takes out 108 there. We're like, yeah, this is great. At one point, we were $13 or so in the money off of a 125 short right there, $13 in the money at 108. Then all of a sudden comes back in and then look, I used 110, 111 as my out. Why? Because we had some bottoms right here. Just nervous that we take this out and we continue to fly higher. Look, it turned out to be a good out because we wind up getting out at 111 or so. It takes a move up to 114 all the way back down there to 106. Rivian, the key thing about this trade for me was we had the bias to begin with. We're only short Rivian here. We get out, that's a big win, about $12, $13 or so on that. So good trade for us. Like I said, we actually had $17 or so at 108 when we were short 125, but we give some back. That's Rivian. It's your trade of the day. Well based out. Technical breaks gave it to you. Rivian, let's continue to go short.
All right, we'll have a look at Rivian coming up again. Obviously, some more negativity coming in to Rivian. I'm just watching this LGVN out of the corner of my eye here, making moves this afternoon as well on huge volume. It's worth saying all-time highs, in fact, for long Evron, LGVN, big mover today. PayPal, another one we'll talk about. All were discussed in the pre-market this morning along with the watch list. That is the link, guys. You can find the absolutely free to you watch list every single day. We send it out before we come on at 8:30. Yeah, PayPal, guys, will kick things off here, 2.7% on the day to the downside. This thing got all the way down to 184, which is a very, very key level on the daily time frame for PYPL. Still 2.8%, but we're back above VWAP. We're back above some key levels, as I said, for PayPal. Trying to find a bit of a bottom here, guys.
You know, PayPal is one of those stocks where there was a trade this morning. If you were fast enough to see it, 193, they will move down through 193, and now, you know, all the way as low as we got. Now we're hitting some daily levels, and we're coming back into that same area, around that 190, going down, or sorry, going up into that 193. You're going to provide some form of resistance here. Like you were doing there, Brendan, I am keeping LGVN on the corner of my eye. It was halted. It just reopened. It just touched $18. Probably going to halt to the upside again, so keep an eye on that as well. PayPal, though, through 190, going up to 195, I would imagine there's going to be some resistance here. So as we move up, it's a matter of when can you start fading this, because I don't think PayPal is available for any longs just yet, at least until 195 cracks. Maybe then you can take a look at a long, but for now, it does look like momentum is kind of to the sell side. It has bounced off a daily level, but doesn't mean that we don't, you know, just because we bounced off the daily level one time doesn't mean that we're not going to touch it again. So keep an eye on that as we move up. It does look like they want to stall a little bit around that 189. But for now, PayPal does look like there's going to be some bias to the sell side. We're just going to keep an eye on that, see if it gets into the 190 so we can start fading it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, wow, okay. You guys see my positions on the board there? Yeah. So this UPST Upstart starting to head to the downside, man. $1.40 or so in the money if I can get the bid, but we're not doing that. My bid on Upstart, 207.15 for a little bit, and then we'll see if we can hold the rest. See if we can take a clean $2 or so on the first part of Upstart. Look, we haven't done anything with PayPal today. I mean, it's just been falling down. I don't even have a bid to buy more yet. I think that it's getting close to the bottom. Probably look out and say, you know, we should have bought there, but I don't have a problem if we do miss a little bit of that trade coming through on PayPal. I wonder if there is more downside here. The NASDAQ today, man, I mean, and I talked about this on the Memes and Movers show, we're not even rolling over. Like, we're only down 0.28%. I mean, if we call a daily chart up, that's going to look ridiculous that we're all like the sky is falling, but it's falling on some specific names. And PayPal is going to be one of those, down to 188. I thought it could defend that 200. I mean, I'm just going to wait to see what we do if we ever get back down to 180. Like, what's going to happen tomorrow? Let's go Upstart. We're right here on the bid, baby. 207.15. If we can grab this, we'll definitely take this out. Look at this. This is where we are right here, 207. We actually just like murked this to the downside there. It actually just stopped. What was that bid there? 25. So we're at 15. So 10 more cents down. We should be able to get out of this Upstart. And it's just at this key level right here. We've touched. Actually, you know where we've touched down at? Like 207.20 basically every single time. So I'm going to change my price on Upstart and put this bid at like 207. You know what? Let's just get out. If we can get 207.30, I'll do that. Get out right there, put $1.60 in our pocket, and then hold the rest and see if we get an ultimate breakdown. But Upstart, just like PayPal, can't get itself out of the way. I mean, look at this drop. You think PayPal's drop is bad. I mean, this is 400 to 207. All right, PayPal at least started at 310 and came down to 180. Upstart getting shellacked as well. A 200 period, maybe I'm a buyer. I want to get into this name too. I like it. I mean, I like everything. That's the problem. When you see the market tanking like this and you like everything, when and where do you buy? I don't think it's time yet for any of these companies.
Yeah, another position I've got here on top of the Facebook position we've been carrying from this morning. We've still got that Facebook position, which is $6.50 in the money. TNA, I just picked up some, I believe this is a small cap triple bull. So picked up some TNAs here at just above 99. I'm trying to play this kind of a zone, not a zone break, but it does look like there's some previous resistance, and now we kind of work through that zone to the upside. I'm looking at 99 long, 96.50 stop. We're looking for at least in the 101, 102 area for the first target, but we'll leave that alone and see how this trades out. But for now, though, man, LGVN, bringing the volume, that is how you move things around. 65 million shares and just absolutely taking off, and now coming back a little bit. So it is starting to stall out a little bit, but we got as high as 19 even on this LGVN, and now we are coming back a little bit. So we'll keep an eye on it and see if we get another extension to the upside, because 20 is right there. And if it goes, you can see 20 very quickly. There you go. There's 18 right there.
Yeah, another big mover on Friday, guys, this Greenland Technology. So we had LGVN. There was also this G-Tech, if you remember, went absolutely crazy on Friday from 5 up to 11.5. Also, almost at the exact same time, started to go with LGVN once again. So huge volume coming into this. Now on the sell side, tried to hold 9 there, but looked like it failed, guys, for Greenland Technologies as well.
Yeah, me and Sean talking about this. It looked like it was halted, but I feel like it was more so just a block of volume coming in on the offer on LGVN here as guys were buying it, and this offer was just hidden and reserved quite big. So there seems to be a lot happening around this 18 area in terms of volume. So keep an eye on this. Whether this takes off or comes off, keep an eye on 18, because it seems like between 17 and 18, there's a ton of volume coming in on the offer. So we'll see how this plays out for the rest of the day. So if this were to fall off, I think anytime it comes back up to 18 later on the day, tomorrow, whatever, it may just provide some active resistance there for the LGVN at 18.
Yeah, G-Tech, again, just a quick talk here about G-Tech. Isn't that crazy that, first of all, Upstart, we miss that bid by 10 cents and then it rips $1 back up? Like, wow, I hate when that happens. That's really, it just stays in your mind. Just if you're trading GTech here, you've already had a move up to 11 bucks. This happened late on Friday. Looks like right after market, we touched about 11 and change. But the intra-market high is somewhere around here, 1040, 1050, 1060. Like, I don't think you can go wrong if you get out there. I mean, you may look back and be like, oh, that was a mistake. But as long as you get out of some, if this continues to make a move up, which it's done, it's just halted right there at 910 and then reopened back up. So if it does halt again, like if it takes out that 950, I definitely think there could be some stopping here around 1060, 1070, 1080. So that's going to be GTech. Oh man, like this is crazy about Upstart. Like we were, like what did that hit exactly? That hit 27, man. We were at 207.15. So we missed by 12 cents, 207.15. Now we're right back. We're still in the money, 50 cents. So whatever, but more than that if I take the bid. But we missed that. So let's hope that Upstart can come back down here in the next little while. That's what I'm going to be looking for. And I did pay. So LGVN, I did pay for short. So we will be looking for a short on this one, especially if it halts back down into the downside. LGVN. I don't mind taking 20 long either. So this should be exciting. It's on our radar here into the close.
Absolutely.
Let's talk about everyone's favorite topic, guys, and that is the indicators. We're going to go through a couple of options on both the buy side and on the sell side. When it comes to indicators, we'll start things off, though, by saying simply, if you're going to use indicators, guys, make sure you're doing your homework. Make sure you're going back and back testing the idea and coming up with enough data to support the thesis before actually trading real money. Let's get into a couple of ideas here when it comes to both the buy side and sell side, guys, for the best indicators.
All right, quickly, yes, great indications there. I think this is very, very important to sort of discuss. I'm going to discuss like intraday trading. So scalping techniques, things like that to look for when you're trying to scalp a stock and maybe you're trying to find bottoms or tops. So that's the whole idea, is we're trying to find some buy side, sell side indicators, right? Here's a good one for me. Like check out Ford today. So we know Ford's going to be a strong name. The very first one I'm going to talk about, I know you're going to talk about volume, and that's, you know, what I'm going to indicate right here on this big volume spike. But it's more just the way the candles have been, then followed by volume, and then you also get this wick bottom. So I really felt like this was kind of an all-in-one situation here for Ford. And I'm going to have another example on DraftKings after this. So give me a second here. But a big move down. Look at the flush, right? Then you get a big volume on the red side. So a big volume down, indicating to me that this sell was probably done there on Ford, right? It breaks back down below. Look where the selling indicator comes through, right at some of these jumping off spots, right? So that big sell indicator there, whenever you get a big flush like this, so it's coming down, and then someone basically gave up on their position and sold everything. Whether or not they're long here at 20 or not, but you get this big break here, and the break, it doesn't happen at 20, it's slightly after that, and then, this is my next point that I want to talk about, then you get one of these wicks telling you that, hey, look, we tried to make a bottom. So big seller comes in, followed by this big wick, and then look what happened. Ford took off. Now, we weren't sitting here. I take a break of 20. That's neither near nor there, but that's that big wick there one more time. So volume followed by some of that proceeds to a nice little upside move. We're always looking for what I call there, that wick off bottom. Shout out to Michael Nossoff, Trade Ideas. Another example I had was DraftKings with a very, very similar look here. And this is the 1 minute chart. Again, let's let DraftKings load up here, and there it is. So this is what I want to look at for DraftKings. Of course, we're short here. And look, a very, very similar thing happened here on DraftKings. So we go short and it absolutely falls apart. We get out, good trade. But we're talking about indicators here. Here it is right down here. Not only, and if we zoom back, look where this was. Pre-market lows right here and back in here from Friday low, and then you get this wick bottom. So that's what I'm trying to find out for you, is where to find indicators that the selling and or buying may be done. This could happen in both areas. If that was a big wick to the top, you'd have a very similar. It's there right there, but it's smaller. This is one of the largest wicks you'll find out. We have one right there, and we actually bought it as well. A wick down, you know, big selling, wick down bottom. We're sitting there, boom, upside. Same thing here. Big wick to the bottom, into some levels, off of some selling, gives you this pressure back to the upside. So those are a couple indicators that I look for. Those wick bottoms, obviously followed by key levels and a little bit of volume there, Arun.
Yeah, and for me, it's mostly volume. As you can see, on a lot of my charts, there's nothing on there. There's no VWAPs, there's nothing. The reason I do this is because I like to see at least for one, I like to see how the flow of the chart looks like. So it's just candles. This is the 5-minute candle, by the way. And sometimes what I'll do on the show is I'll zoom it out just so I can get a better layout or perspective of the layout that I'm dealing with. So a lot of the times, this is it, right? And when it comes to volume, you can look at the chart from the candle side of things, and I don't have a volume indicator. Of course, that'll help you as well. For me, though, I like to see where time is being spent, where markets are rejecting prices. So I'll use the candle, but I'm also keeping in mind how the volume is flowing through that area. So I also have something like this, which is your time of sales. So if I'm looking off screen, it's because I'm looking at the flow of volume through certain areas. And this makes a difference. Now, the longer you learn to read something like this, the better you are at reading certain tendencies and whatnot in certain stocks. So I like to keep the time of sales up. I'll look at the chart primarily, and let's go for an example of what I mean by using volume as an indicator without the actual volume indicator. So I'm looking at Friday. This is on Facebook. This was the trade I had earlier today. Facebook, you could see how much time is spent. Usually when there's a lot of time spent in an area and the stock is active, it means there's a lot of volume flowing through that area as well. As you can see, 330 half, 332, 352. 350 through 352. There's a lot of time being spent in the late morning going into the mid session on Friday. So we got to keep an eye on this. How does this market trade through this area? Well, today it got up here and started to really hesitate. We got up to 353, back down to 350. Then we tried again, started failing. So as you can see, every time we went up, it kept backing away from that area. That tells me, you know what? The amount of time we spent on Friday, it wasn't just a singular area. This area might be bigger and more volume, might have more volume than before. So let's keep an eye on this. Maybe we can fade it through here. Respect Friday, look at how it's trading today. And as soon as it failed or it started to look like it wasn't going to be able to carry to the upside with any more buy-side momentum, what do? You come in on the short side, 352 shorts, and here we go, 349 exits, and I've still got the rest actually carrying this trade. And that's how I like to prepare volume through the charts, and then also as I do that, I'm also keeping an eye on this thing right here, which is the time of sales. And as I talk, LGVN just took out 17 evens.
All right, guys, so when it comes to using actual indicators for signals for both entering and exiting a trade, make sure, again, we're going out and we're doing our homework. We're double checking that our thesis matches up with the actual data that we're going back and seeing in our back testing. There's a little bit of a look at a couple of ideas, guys, for the best buy and sell indicators. Let's continue along. I want to jump into Apple here, guys. We had that update on Friday, obviously, when it comes to Apple Car. So a big mover back on Friday. Here we are again, 2+% to the upside in all-time high territory right out of the gate this morning. I mean, what can you say about Apple here, guys? Another day, another impressive move to the upside. One of the only reasons, in fact, the market is where it is today, I would say.
Yeah, the market could be absolutely destroyed today if not for Apple. But before we do this, man, let's fire off some hot dogs. No Neil, no problem here, as we are short LGVN. Unfortunately, I missed it. I was doing the trade of the day. I would have been short up here for sure, 1950. But it breaks that 1725, sorry, and we took a short. We got a great fill. We're short 1724. We just took some out, 1672. So 70 or 80 cents. LGVN, we are now short this name. We'll see if it can go back to the upside. We only took out half. We'll see if it wants to continue its move down. So LGVN short, ISPC short as well in this name. Nicely in the money on this name. This name went all the way down to 9. We took some out. So again, we were struggling with some of these shorts early, but struggle no more, my friend. Yo, what's up? It's the Fire Marshal Bill is in the building. So we won't be going anywhere. I remember when we had my office, I was the fire marshal, and it kept going off, and I apologize for this. Right now, can you guys still hear? I can't even hear myself think, which might be a good thing right now. Apple, though, maybe we can stick a sock in wherever that bell is. It's so high up there? Okay. I apologize if this is what it is. That's it, I'm out of here. It's a huge fire. Let's get the hell out. No, hopefully it's not, and I shouldn't joke about that, but if you can hear that, that's a fire. You hear fine? Okay, then let's keep going. All right, so Apple right now up 2.5%. Not a great name if you want to look for shorts today, but for now, 166 and change coming through here for Apple. We'll look to see if it takes out 163. I tried to go long around here on Apple. Can you guys really, like, so the thing is, I think they've probably seen my trades, and that's why they're on fire. This is not an alarm for us. So Superman will hopefully have this in the building. I can't even think straight here, so hopefully we'll be able to get this off. And I don't know what to do right now.
Yeah, we'll just talk about some trades that are, like you said, on fire. I'm still trying to get my hands on LGVN now. I've made an offer there in front of 17. I was keeping an eye on 17 just to see how it would trade as we were backing away from 18. Now that we're underneath it, I'm willing to take a shot at it. Why not go 17? Maybe we can get back down to 13 or something. So I'll put up the dollar. It looks like I'm going to put up $1.30 to $1.40 in risk, sitting just in front of 17, and see if we can grab that short there. And another trade I'm trying to get my hands on, Activision. I'm sure this is one of Prad's favorite stocks here. We just got the fill on Activision. Here I am long in front of 62 as we were breaking just north of this area here. We were spending a lot of time in the pre-market kind of working this area. Now we're finally above. I waited to see how it trades. It looks good. Why not get this thing to get up to 63 or so? So I'm going long 62 and putting about 80 cents or so in risk. And we're going to see how this one trades out. But for now, we've got TNA on the upside here, 99. That's about 13 cents in the money at the moment. We've got Activision long as well. That's a few cents out. And we're waiting on Facebook to get moving to the downside. While I've got you guys, though, let's take a quick look at the futures, right? Might as well. Futures, we were long. Okay, I got to talk about this.
Isn't it right?
We were looking at 47.25 as the potential go point. But once Facebook started getting aggressive, I was just wondering how this was going to play out through the bottom. So I pulled the orders. We're going to let it go. And as it's moving down, I'm like, you know what? Okay, let's move out of the way here a little bit. 4,700 was still the marker. We kind of accelerated the drop, went through 4,700. I've moved that 4,700 down by a few points or so. See if we can actually bounce off of it. We've bounced well off of it. So it seems like that area is still going to hold, but the longs are not ready yet. Given the way we moved and how fast we moved, there's no way I'm going to step into a long just yet. I want to see what this market's got left to the upside before I decide to step in and go long. I can still use this 4,700, but there's no way, given how this is being played right now, and I've still got Facebook as well. So we've got some trades working, but just be smart about how you play this futures, because I don't know if the way it's trading, it doesn't look like it's done just yet. So there might be another leg to the downside on the futures. So we'll see how this plays out, as all three of my positions so far are in the money. Oh, there goes Activision. I think I lost 4 cents on the spread so far, but we are still working these trades. We're going to let them play out. And it looks like Facebook is just starting to kind of turn around once again. So hopefully that goes back towards 340.
I mean, I don't know what to do. We'll sit here and thank you, Arun. Very, very professional as we try to figure out this alarm. And I do apologize to everybody. Like, you can imagine it's literally like right above our head here, and it's like you guys might not be able to hear it, but that's better. Now we're trying. Maybe we shouldn't say this, but we're trying to like
muffle the sound,
buff the sound by
sound compression.
Maybe they can actually hear me.
Hey, Brendan.
Hey, this is new.
So
Let's all turn around and look at Brendan.
The fire alarm is actually right above my head where I'm sitting over there. So there's no point in me saying anything whatsoever with this happening at my current desk. So
why don't I just?
Oh, it stopped.
Lucas has his finger stuck in it probably.
Okay, good. Lucas, watch out for your finger. But we may be over now. I was going to say, why don't I just pull up some popular level twos?
I mean, yeah.
We'll just watch it.
Just
Okay.
see what
we'll
the
do like a
market's doing.
memes and movers style now. Why don't we just talk about some names that are moving around, and we'll try our best.
This ISPC
Yes.
Oh,
has
yeah,
been
that one.
absolutely amazing today.
Yeah, I'm still short that one right now.
Finally
870,
giving
oh.
up back through VWAP, back through 10 on the way back down.
Yeah, exactly. So right now maybe we're done right there. No, jinx. Yeah, so ISPC today started off with a couple halts, and again we got caught a little bit in the halt fest here as we short that first halt. rips back up, halts again. We got out a little bit on that. We got out on the next halt. And then we sort of said, you know what? If we're going to fail against 13, we want to hold this thing short the rest of the day. So right now, we are in the money on this gorgeous short. We're now in the money at $1.64, and we're going to try to make this run to the down. We're not going to do anything down to the downside. But Brendan, I did want to talk quickly. Upstart is getting close again. We looked at gift horse. Shout out to Neil, who unfortunately, or fortunately, hopefully doesn't have a fire alarm at his place right now. And Upstart right now getting near that level. I think we might be good.
I think they actually. We won't talk about what they're doing, but
Oh,
it worse.
Oh no! No, you can't do that. You can't do that.
See that live on this show.
You can't do that.
Yeah, so hopefully, yeah, you didn't see that, but we have solved the problem.
I think that's all
now
kinds
on the
of
show.
illegal,
That may not be allowed to be done, but we'll move forward, and as long as nobody is too or there it is. Yeah, yes, sir. Okay, so there we go. Fire alarm's over. We didn't do anything. The fire alarm finished. There is no fire. And on that note, can someone please go check the building, because I don't want to have any said roofs or anything fall in on us on that. But thank you so much, guys. That was tough. The first time for everything. We did have the fire alarm. We're in a building. There's nothing we could do here in lovely downtown Toronto, as it's starting to get a little cold here. What is it right now? It is 3 degrees Celsius. So we're getting near that freezing mark, guys, all the way to the downside. But some good trades. All I was talking about recently was just, I know you're in this, Jude, so shout out to Jude Fernando as well. You know, we've touched down again at this 207.30. So we're going to sit there, try to catch
LGVN is going to halt to the upside.
Upside?
No, they broke it. It was about to halt to the upside.
Yeah, look at that, guys. We went short there. LGVN cashed in 2/3 for $1 for like 70 cents. Now this part's out of the money right now. Watch out for an 18.50 break on LGVN, guys.
Yeah, I took a shot at that 17 even level. They ran right through 18, so I ended up
19's going to crack too.
Yeah, I moved out. Well, I moved out of the way. There was a shot here for me to take, as you guys can see here. I stepped in front of 17 because of what I was seeing between 18 and 17. Stepped in front. Nope. Looks like we're going to do a second leg north of 19.
That's hilarious. I actually went short there again. So I actually took another short into their feeding my eel inner Neil right now. Went short again there. See, we can all do this. We can go short with tight stops. So now we're going to go short right now. 18.50, our new short guy's going to get a bit out, get out of some of this.
Yeah, you know what's funny is that usually when something doesn't work in one direction, I tend to go in the opposite direction. That's what I'm looking to do here. Now I know that 18 is going to hold well.
Looks like it's going to hold, yeah.
So I'm going to step in and see if I can't grab a long here somewhere.
I took a piece out there actually at 18 flat. So into the short, out again. So I mean, this is going to be a good trade for us. Let's see where it goes. My out's this 1950 break. We break above 1950, we're gone. So that's what we're looking for right now in LGVN. I am actually looking for it to retrace back here, 1650. I'm going to put a bid at 1660 or so, right where all this nonsense started. Let's go bid at 17 flat if we can. So far, so good on LGVN. My out's 1950 break. Hopefully, it just doesn't halt into that break.
Yeah, so I picked up longs at 18 even, exactly.
I like that.
Remember, I mentioned that between 17 and 18, there was resistance. So if we could break it to the upside, why can't we go upside and halt to the upside? We were really close to halting to the upside. Now we're getting really aggressive. So here we are, 1840, 1841. So we're working some, looks like, at least for now, it looks like we're working some bids here. So let me just pull up the chart for you guys. Not the chart, the level 2. So yeah, charts don't matter on stocks like this. Level 2's, well, that's different. So you see, it doesn't tell the whole story because the time of sale is actually moving much faster than what you're seeing on the actual level 2 screen. But there is potential support for us to take a shot at 20. So that's what I'm looking for.
Just before we go back over to Brendan, just a quick update here. As Ford, we went long during Firegate there. Excuse me. And I don't know if I was able to tell you guys, but we did go long during Firegate. We got in at 20.55. We're just taking some out at 61. We're at day's high again on Ford. So Firegate has been resolved. And we're going to see there it is, another out right there on day's high. So we're going to let Ford continue to run to the upside here. And so far, so good on this one. Let's go over to Brendo.
I'm going to have ringing, I think, in my ears. The fire alarm is like literally 3 feet right up there, so it's not far away from our heads. Our good friend Justin Kozach, the marketing guy from Day Trade the World, back with us again today in studio to talk about Uber. The big story out this morning, Uber officially getting into the delivery game, teaming up with Tokyo Smoke here in the province of Ontario in Canada to deliver cannabis, which is, I guess, not a surprise, Justin, but
No.
let's kind of break this down a little bit. What does this actually mean when it comes to the business? First of all, is it a big enough deal being Ontario in Canada? And secondly, I mean, aren't all companies doing this already?
Right. So Ontario is interesting because if anybody who lives in Toronto is familiar with the landscape, you'll know that there are just as many Tim Hortons on any block as there are cannabis stores, and I think that certainly the ease of getting into the marketplace in Ontario has created that condition, for better or for worse. I think it's been great for consumers, but it's been a very competitive landscape for a lot of these larger companies, and we're starting to see now that as the pandemic eases and as demand kind of stays the same, it's not going to end well for a lot of these retail storefronts. So I think that's the that's the interesting part about Ontario. This partnership is a little bit strange to me in that, one, a lot of these places already have their own in-house delivery. They have their own drivers, and they really don't have to pay those extra fees to partner up with an with a company like Uber. So.
Yeah. So this, I mean, just to throw out some numbers. Oh, here we go again. We apologize, guys. This is not anything we can control, sadly. Just to throw out some numbers: 61 billion market cap by 2030. Which is significant, obviously, but how much of that is going to come in the form of delivery, and how much of that is going to come, on the north side of the border?
Right, and I think that's the interesting part is, we're looking at in the United States, we're looking at a market valuation of 100 billion by 2030. So in 9 years, that the size of the industry is gonna grow significantly. So how much of that is going to be how much of that 100 billion is going to be in Canada is hard to say. When we look at the numbers in terms of cannabis use within the United States, it's pretty significant. I mean, you look at the pandemic was the biggest driver of that. People staying at home, and so a lot of Americans kind of turned to cannabis to kind of relieve some of the stress and burnout that they were feeling. So if that's going to translate to Canada remains to be seen. Certainly legalization, obviously in Canada is a lot less. There's a lot more legalization in Canada than there is in the United States.
Yeah.
Right now we have 18 states or 18 states within the United States that have legalized it, but only 13 have decriminalized. So there's really only about 36% of the United States as if you look at land mass, is really the only legal part of it. So you have a long way to go to legalization. How that's going to impact Canada remains to be seen.
And we had I think it was Barclays that came out last week and said basically they are convinced it's definitely not going to happen under the Biden administration, but this GOP-led effort to maybe, at least table something that resembles a bill for federal legalization could still go ahead. Just when we were talking about the Tim Hortons versus cannabis stores in this area, I can think of 3 locations off the top of my head that were former Starbucks that are now cannabis retail stores. So that should give you an indication of they closed 300 Starbucks in Canada last year, and some of those are now obviously cannabis stores.
Right, and I think that the interesting side of it too is that the large availability of that retail space, combined with probably the lower cost now that the pandemic has really taken a hit on, or put out a hit on a lot of these businesses, has made it cheaper for companies to come in as well and open up their own retail space. So certainly we're seeing that is also contributing to the growth in these retail spaces for cannabis, and is making it a lot easier for people to enter in the market. Whether or not they can survive and be able to put out with the same demand, or be able to survive the leaner months with less demand, I think it's going to be really interesting.
And whether or not this is a big deal for Uber remains to be seen. If you look at the chart today, I would say it's a no, down more than 3.5% at last check, guys. So we'll send it back to you, Justin Kosach, the marketing guy here at Day Trade the World, his take on Uber. Thanks so much, Justin.
Thanks, Brendan.
It's Lumberjack Nation in the building. We're going to start that hashtag. Thank you so much, Brandon and Justin. And some nice comments. Thank you for everybody there. Want Justin to become a regular part of the closing show. So we've got easy, Brendan, there. We're trying to make this happen. Yes, good suggestion. See, Brendan, if I act like it's their suggestion, it's better, right? So thank you. And actually, it is off. We tried with Justin last week. Was a great hit. And now he's back and part of the Trader TV Live family. So that means he gets a pay raise, right? So now that he's part of our family. So Justin, congratulations, you just got a pay raise, but don't talk to me, talk to your boss. So, okay, I cannot nor confirm nor deny that statement. But thank you, Justin, an absolutely fantastic job. And that's what it is, man. We're bringing you more insights. And we talked about Uber and the way Uber was going to be. I think you guys are 100% right. It's the same thing where I live, obviously in Toronto, and probably similar to where you live as well, that these cannabis shops have really taken over everything. And I know for a fact that cannabis deliveries currently happen right now for free. So you can get cannabis delivered for free. And I don't know where Uber fits in all of that, other than the fact that they're down 4% today. And I just think that it's just an all-in-one shop. I think that's what it's good at. You know, you can't tell it's Tokyo Smoke is a dispensary here. You know, that Tokyo Smoke driver might not stop at Super Chicken for Prad to pick up a sandwich. But Uber will do both. So I think that's pretty exciting there. Just an update on LGVN. How does that taste on that short right there? I hope you were able to get out a little bit upside right there. We did take that short. It almost took us out. I mean, I'm still excited. I still think we could break this 1950. So my order is not only to go out of this trade, but also to go long. We've emptied this out. Short there, out, short there, and out. LGVN's a good trade for me. And again, I fuel my inner Neil here by going short on this name, and it's pretty good. The only thing is, you know, if Neil was here, who knows if he would have made money, but there'd be a hell of a lot more shorts in here, which would have got blown out there to the upside. So sometimes you got to wait for these key prices, and I think that's really the important thing. And we had a few other trades today that once they hit key prices, like Rivian, right? I mean, if you're looking for a bottom in Rivian here today, and it was the trade of the day, and definitely $12 winner down there short, 124 out 111. That was a good trade. But you know where these bottoms were, Arun? These bottoms were IPO prices. 106.90 is the bottom today. Oh, sorry, thought that was talking to me, but my mic is still fine. 106 bottom there, IPO 106.75.
Yeah.
So if you're just patient and wait to pick up some of your key spots, just like I think this 114 is another key spot here for Rivian, then you can get paid. Unfortunately, I'm trying to do the same thing on Upstart, and I don't know, Jude, I don't know if you're still in this or not, but like, this is frustrating me right now. We took this trade live for you guys here at 140. Well, we took it before, but we talked about it on the Memes and Movers show. 209.50 there, nice short. Looking to average into it at 210, but honestly, man, I'm getting to be a little exhausted with this trade. I'm thinking about taking $1 flat on this first piece and then waiting for the rest to come through, because the market's starting to turn upside, Arun. I don't know what your opinion is, but if we could take out this 1656 here or so on the NASDAQ, then we are going to be upside, I feel. So upstart, upside, I don't know if this market goes, this one could turn into a loser. So just debating putting an order around here. Actually, I'm going to do it, man. 207.80. We can take a bid, 207.80, make $1 on the first bit, not get greedy. Then we'll see if we can hold the last part. But it looks like the market might take off. 207.80 bid out on Upstart.
Yeah, a couple positions I've got here. I've got, well, LGVN we've dumped. That was our shot to kind of get going. And when you come back into the zone, into that 17.5, 18 area, and you don't want to move away from it, that makes me hesitant on whether I want to be long or not. So what I'm looking for now is if you come back below 17.5, that kind of reestablishes a major zone here. So maybe I might come back on the short side below 17.5, but I don't see myself going long just yet on LGVN. The other position I've got, somebody was asking TNA. I'm trading TNA today. Does that mean I trade the TVA or any of the other ETFs when the market's down? Not really. I just saw the trade on TNA, so I just jumped on board, went for the long. I trade the futures if I need to make a move on the market as a whole, but for now, TNA on the upside, that's 59 cents in the money right now. We're long north of 99. And we're looking for at least 102 to 102, 101 to 102. The other one, ATVI Activision, I believe. Yep. ATVI is relatively flat. We are long there, but just north of 62, but it doesn't really want to move. I think, you know, once we clear the 62.50 area, we can really get going. But for now, we're just going to leave it as is. Maybe we get a nice little push into the final hour of the day. But at the moment, it's taking its little sweet time with it and not going a whole lot. And Facebook does not want to come down. So we may have to walk away from this because the market itself is actually starting to pick up some steam to the upside. Nice little trend up, as you can see here. Ever since we kind of bottomed out around 4,700, we're just kind of chugging along to the upside. This may take the rest of the stocks that took a beating earlier today. Facebook was one of them, so we're keeping an eye on that one. And I just noticed that because the chat put it up, I looked at the chart on this. DWAC, not our favorite, but it is a favorite acquisition company that people love to trade. 46 even, just took out. We were working 46 all day today, finally took out 46 even. As you can see on the chart here, this may actually, as long as it can stay below 46, the volume on this is about 3.5 million shares, just north of 3.5 million shares. As long as the volume can stay strong and this stock can trade underneath 46, then you're good to go. If not, then this may not be worth taking a shot given how thin, and if you need volume to come on board. If volume doesn't come on board, then you're probably not going to get the move. But for now, though, I'll just ride the 3 trades I've got, the Facebook short and the TNA and ATVI longs, and I'm keeping an eye on LGVN to see if I can get a short below 1750.
Okay, I don't know if we're going back to Brendan. We're all like discombobulated today, but I am on this bid right here of Upstart. So honestly, if this happens again, like we just went to 84, I'm bidding 81s. Like this should crash down. Well, hopefully we'll get that bid and we'll celebrate. I'm gonna, if that doesn't print, honestly, that's a couple times now. We missed out on $1.50 by 4 cents down here. Let's see if we can miss out on $1 by the same 4 cents again. We're bidding 207. I should just bid 207.90 and then get this out. So we'll go back to Brent. I'm gonna bid 207.90.
I just wanted to mention these Chinese EV stocks also going crazy today. Sean, you mentioned this NIO this morning when it was up 4%. I believe somewhere in this neighborhood. Yeah, now 8.6% for NIO on the day. I was just reading a couple of things. They were talking about this ET7 set to debut in January. Apparently some reservations are pre-booking for this model for NIO, a lot higher than initially expected. So there was a little bit of positivity today, to say the least. Xpeng, guys, another one.
Yeah, so we actually hit a dark pool there, got out. You can see some shares printing there at 91. So took a full load clean there at 91. So we crossed up and got out of 2/3 of our position there on Upstart for that smooth dollar. Someone last week was like, oh, Sean just took a smooth dollar. So I like that move. This one took a little longer than we thought. But again, we'll take that dollar all day, every day and wait for that to crack lower. I still have CEI, Ford, ISPC, Long Everhorn on, and Upstart. So I still have 5 positions on right now and a little bit iffy about some of these. You were talking about NIO. Well, I'm not iffy about any of them, but just watching them because they're all kind of either working out really well or about to do something. That's why I'm looking at that Ford just now, back at not all-time highs, day highs as we go. Look, NIO was on the radar early, man, and I'm surprised. Was this on the sticky note today? No, it wasn't. AMC. No, we have Rivian and Tesla as the big ones today. But we talked about this earlier on. If you're going to get some EV boosts, we saw that to China and hopefully the United States. A little bit of a friendly discussion last week, or was it 2 weeks ago? There where Joe Biden finally picked up the phone and they talked a little bit. So I think NIO today, a nice move off the open. What a dip buy. That would have been back down to 40 here. And of course, that was right at noon on some weakness. Now a nice move back up 8.5%. The EV space is pretty hot today. We've seen Tesla go besides Rivian. I mean, look, there's going to be names, so I should just, sort of talk about the names individually. But NIO making moves. We see XPEV tomorrow coming off of a report, and we'll see how they report. And look at this, $42.50, man. I don't know if we get back up here, $44, but that was a nice little spike, and we'll see if it can continue to hold. But to me, this is why I was looking at it earlier on. It just didn't dip enough for us this morning. It did when it came back in, but I really wanted just to test 40. So I thought we could get a 40 long here today. Unfortunately, we just talked about that. There's the 40 long, and it just happened right off the open. We were waiting down here. We never got any fills. So we're trying to defend that 40. We should have took it right off the open. It was the largest imbalance today, and it shot right up to 43. So that 8% almost happened within the first hour straight up, and now you're actually giving some back. I think this could be a good trade on a break right now. break through. Let's see if the market can go. You see the new highs here for the market in the afternoon session. And I think this is a good call here, breaking through 42.20. So I'm taking Neil long, 42.20. We'll give it back to VWAP here, 41.70. Let's see if we can't create at least a new high of 42.80 and see if that can get going. So Neil right now on some XPeng love. Let's take a long here, give it back to some VWAP and see if it works out. So 41.75 or so. Let's take a little baby long here and see if that works on NIO.
Yeah, so I'm looking at a couple names that were, I guess in a way, destroyed today. PayPal, Square, some big names that were down, and now it's starting to make a little comeback here. How do you trade this? Not as we go into the end of the day, it's going to be very difficult to find a trade on this for right now. But we can set up trades that we can keep an eye on maybe for tomorrow or rest of the week. What do you do when this thing gets to, say, 193, 194? PayPal, I mentioned, as long as we can stay in that 192 to 194 area, there should be some resistance. 195 above there, then you can consider the possibility of going long. Obviously, anyone who caught the 185 long is sitting $5 in the money. But again, trend is to the downside. Pretty much the last 3 days have started a high, ended negative. As long as we stay under 195, we should kind of follow that trend once again. So I'm just going to mark off levels that we can work with. PayPal is one of them. The other one was Square. Is Square NASDAQ? No, it's New York.
New York, yeah.
New York, okay. Square is also another one that's down big. Is starting to make a comeback here going into the end of the day. It's a nice little bounce off that 206. Now we're at 212. Started the day at 223. Here we go, rotation, right? Where's your first kind of checkpoint that it needs to clear? I would say about 215. Once we get above there, there really isn't a whole lot stopping you until you get about 221, 220, call it, even the round number, 223, 221. Where does a real long kind of set up here, though? It's going to be up here in the 226, 227 area because that's where we spent the majority of the volume. Remember, we were talking earlier about how you look at volume based on the chart. Well, right here, 226 we spent on Friday in the morning and then kind of trickled through there in the afternoon, and then we kind of traded right through the bottom there today as well. So keep an eye on this area here, 223 going up to 227. That's going to be our area to work with. Again, mark these levels off. At this point in the day, if you don't have new trades, then it really doesn't, there's no point in forcing trades going into the end of the day. Just find setups for another day, and that's all you can really do. So at the end of the day, if it's too late in the day for a new setup, just set up something for another day. Because remember, trading's a 5-day game. It doesn't matter what you make today, because each day you start fresh. So regardless of what happened yesterday, today's another day, or tomorrow's another day. And that's what we're going to work with. For now, though, we're just going to manage out that Facebook, the TNA, and the ATVIs. To be fair, on Facebook, though, I really wanted to see what we were going to do through this 341. And I really had no choice unless I wanted to see how this played out. For me to see how this played out, I needed to give it to 348. Unfortunately, that means letting it come back from 341 to 48. But I've already cashed out a decent chunk of this, so I can let that happen and let it come back a little bit. So we're just going to wait on that. TNA is moving up, ATVI is starting to go, and Facebook is coming back in a little bit. And LGVN refuses to get through that. I'm looking for 1750. It doesn't want to go below. It doesn't want to get below 1750, but it also doesn't want to run past 19. So we're kind of stuck in this little dead zone here, waiting for the market to kind of decide what it wants to do with this. It started at 12, so if it can run $7. Well, at some point, I imagine there's another few dollars left in a big run at some point, whether it's to the upside or downside. But I am going to keep an eye on this very close because I do think there's a trade here, whether that's a trap, a run. 20 is right there. So that's $1.70 away. So we can potentially get a shot at 20. That'd be a nice trade. Do I mean long? No. I just mean that if it goes through 20, a round number, it could activate some stops, some triggers. And if it kind of traps out, goes up, comes back down, there's a lot to be done here when things get messy. And that's where you kind of make your money, really. Brendan?
Just looking at some of these vaccine names, guys, just trying to find anything with relative strength here this time of the afternoon. 7.75% for Moderna currently holding, a pretty key level here late in the day. We're trying to get back above that last little pivot there on the daily chart around 284. But positive news as far as booster shots, expanded use of booster shots coming for all three of these. I mean, Pfizer having a decent day as well, but pretty good day for vaccine-related names.
Yeah, okay, yeah, we'll talk after Prad about all that, but Okay, so we're just going here, and we got to keep trading. I just want to give, so Pfizer. We talked about Pfizer earlier. I think that's a good stock. I'm looking at Palantir here. Damn it, man! Like that got down to 20. So much was happening. Like we finished the show, and we had some meetings to attend, and darn, that made a nice little bottom there. But looking at Palantir, I'm still embarrassed by this name. Like they had a great earnings report, honestly, but obviously that wasn't that great. I mean, I thought we were rocking and rolling. We actually ticked as high as almost 28.50 or so on earnings day, and then since then it's been like literally. I mean, where are these guys? We'll just go. Oh my God! For that, I was going to do hold my beer, but that's good enough. Oh my God! Right down to the downside there. I don't know. I mean, are we going to test these bottoms? Yuck, Palantir. Let's get going. These are all these positions now are just longer term holds. I mean, my biggest position is in the long term account because we started building down here. But my average price now is like 16, 17. So we're in there. We are in a spot here for Palantir that's not good. We'll wait to see. It needs to get back near these 50 periods, man. It needs to get back to 24, 25 or Palantir. I'm telling you, he's going to be in trouble. I'm not buying any more right now. I don't know what to think about a lot of these names that are getting clobbered here. Like we have LGVN, which is going to be a nice trade for me, almost $1 in the money and just bouncing around. What was the name that Brendan was talking about?
This is the vaccine.
Moderna, right? It was Pfizer. Yeah, so we talked about that earlier. Like a tale of two stocks. I mean, I know Moderna's up 8-9% today, but Pfizer, tipping out. I don't want to say rotate from one to the other. If you're in one and it's working, obviously you have reasons why you're in that one. So I would just stay with it. But Pfizer right here, to me, looks overbought. I mean, we've made some beautiful moves to the upside now, and we're just trying to tick above this 52 and stay there. So you're at 51.25 right now, but we did hit almost 52 today. I wonder if that little... that must have been pre-market, I'm going to say, on Friday. I'll have to look back at the charts. But that 53, I don't know. That seems like a high wick there. You make these big wicks here on these tops before falling back down. And I'm just wondering if some similar fate here, and we just talked about that on our video, is Pfizer going to roll over to the downside? I almost think yes. I almost think this is option eligible here to maybe put something down to 47 or 48 if we swoon into Christmas and Santa Claus be nice to us in this Christmas. We all have a Santa Claus rally, but I'm just wondering right now if we come back down. And the reason why I say a tale of two stocks is Moderna, although what a great swoop this has been, man. Like, talking about completing it all the way back to this breaking spot right there, 285. We cracked 285 there, went all the way down, found support downside. What a great trade that was for anybody that had Moderna, and it's not me. So that was fantastic. I was looking to get long. It's funny because we should actually have Greg back on the show, and I think he was talking with Prad, to be honest with you, and they were talking about, and he said to me, what do I think about Moderna long term? And I mentioned that, look, the mRNA, and again, no scientist over here, but I'm surprised that this move was so rapid to the back upside. I said, remember, we came from 5. So I was wondering if there was some more downside there. But at the same time, for a flyer, I mean, there's not too many better names out there that are talked about in the public, that are brought, like every single news story seems to be something about COVID at least once during a newscast. So Moderna back in favor again, it seems like. Looks like some of their shots will get approved. Have you seen the numbers, Arun, in Austria and things like that?
No.
Like they're in lockdown right now for 20 days. And then as of February, they're going to go fully vaccinated as a policy for citizens. And whenever Austria is doing something, Germany, I mean, just geographical and everything, mentality tends to be very, very similar. So people are already rioting right now in Berlin and things like that because they don't want to go into lockdown, and they see the same trajectory happening right now for these plays. But I don't know if you had a higher level look at Moderna, but it swooped all the way back. I'd actually favor maybe a short at these levels just because it's gone real far, real fast.
So Moderna was one of those trades. We had it this morning, but not in the long. And this is one of those trades where I kind of just let it slide, and I shouldn't have done that because the trade was there. Remember, anytime there's one stock, as long as you look at the market a certain way, as long as one trade is there and it goes bad, that means the flip side, the opposite direction is available for you. So I was playing the short off of 270 here because there was resistance as we were coming through there. So here I am playing short at 268 and change. And then as soon as I got stopped out of that long, there was a long available pretty much as soon as we got 275 taken out. Now that's a trade I just kind of moved on from Moderna, but just be aware that anytime you go wrong, doesn't mean just doesn't mean that you just lost money. It means that there's a potential new trade setting up. And that's what happened here on Moderna. One trade didn't work out, so the opposite side now looks pretty good, and that's what you have. The 275 long could have easily gotten you all the way up to at least 285 or so before you manage the exit. But that's one of those trades. Just be aware that don't give up on your reads just because it didn't work out. Just be aware that there could be another potential move setting up in the opposite direction. So always play two sides of the coin. Or both sides of the coin when you have that ability to do so. Now, LGVN I've stepped into again. I'm starting to notice that there's some buying here. I don't know what this means just yet, but for me to put up about 50 to 60 cents in risk, I think it's worth a shot. So here I am long just above 18. I've got 1802s, and I'm looking to see if we can actually creep our way up towards the highs. If we can't, and we break through 1750 and kind of stay down there, I can take my hit, walk away. But for now, though, we've got our Facebook long, 642 in the money, $6.42. TNA is up 84 cents. ATVI is up 26 cents. And we are waiting for this LGVN to get going because, man, I would love to see 20 on LGVN if we can, because that can really open up the market to the upside. Not the market, but open up this stock to the upside if we can actually take some stops out north of 20.
All right, so as traded and as is discussed, man, I mean, thank God, like we're still positive, which is unbelievable. Not unbelievable, but I'm glad we made that mistake. Not that mistake. What am I even saying? Glad we made that decision on Upstart to get that out for $1 because then we lost $1 right there on the break, or less than $1, but we lost 50 cents or something on the break back up, which is why we're still in this game. And that was not only that, but that was 2/3. That's 1/3. But now I'm long. So I punched the ticket long on Upstart here. So now we're long on Upstart. I'm going to give it back to 208.50, kind of in the middle here. That's kind of my calculated risk to be flat on the stock. So we'll see if that's going to go back to the upside. I like it. Check out everyone's favorite. I say this kind of jokingly, but right now it's everyone's favorite. It's starting to go. PayPal back to 191. So let's hope and pray that we did make that bottom down here at 184. So PayPal making a winner of most people that stayed with it today. Back up. I mean, we're basically right at, we're pretty much, even though we're still down 1.35%, we're higher than we were at open. I believe we opened somewhere around here, 190 and change. We just turned that positive on that name. I still have this ISPC, man. This was a one that I shorted early, and it's the only way I've gone on this short. So right now we're cracking down below. Remember in the morning, you guys can rewind, man. I gave a target down here at 850. I said, like, this is probably the next area where we're going to settle out right now. So the only problem was I got out at 960, $1 too early. So now we hold a small piece of this name and trying to get this down in this area here. 850, we're almost there. I'm actually thinking that if we can crack even below, then we may come to 750. So I'm going to put a bid now at 750, believe it or not, on this day and see if we can't catch it. I know you're long LGVN. I'm short LVGN. So this is 70 cents in the money one way, and then the same for you, even though you're long right here. Yeah. So, Arun and I, he's long in the middle. I'm short at the top. Let's see. One of us is going to get taken out, obviously, today before open. We're either going to retest this high, of which case I'll be out, which is completely fine. We've made a decent amount of money on this name today. Obviously, short again. So we'll see if it takes out these bottoms, but that's where I'm looking. Other than that, man, it's been pretty slow here this afternoon. My NEO trade did go nicely upside, but then it stopped right at these levels. So it stopped at 42.21. We are long at 06, or let's look right here, 06. So we did have 15 cents in the money, but yeah, we're not going to take that. We're hoping for a break higher. So right now we'll see if NEO can fall back down. As NASDAQ, guess what, Brendan? We're back to flat.
And trying to go positive. Here's Roku, guys, back to positive as well. This one was down significantly here pre-market, bounced off 224. 224 down here, we're at 237, and buyers coming in, volume coming in now up more than 1%. Yep, Kathy Wood was buying the dip on Roku, 48 million worth of Roku shares, guys, going into ARK. Remember last week they came out and said they were going to spend a whole bunch of money on their own content over the next few years. Yeah, nice bounce back day for Roku.
Yeah, Roku is actually a stock that we were trading earlier today, but on the short side. Now it's spun around and the chart looks really nice. I just want to pull up the chart for you guys. It looks really nice. Now we were short here around 234. We prematurely got out because of keyboard errors. Happens, but fix them as fast as you possibly can. In this case, I was a little too late to do that. But the way it's setting up, look, around 235, spending a lot of time, then grinding through it yesterday, on Friday, and finally got below and then moved down. If we can get back above, I want to say 239 to 240, then you have this massive support area around 235, pretty much from 237 going all the way down to 234. That could be a nice little bounce long tomorrow. It does need to complete its move though, because it's still going through the zone here. As long as we can get above, it'll be a nice little zone to kind of trampoline off of if we can get an open down in that area tomorrow. But for now, though, just mark off this, watch how this trades and mark it off, because it will be an important level, especially on a day like this where it goes down like near the 10 bucks and then spins right back around. Definitely reversal days matter a lot. Pay attention to the volume that flows through certain areas and then use those levels for a different day. For now though, hey, it looks like LGVN is starting to creep again. Okay, this is good. We just need to get past 1850 and we can actually maybe take a look at 19, because we've been essentially every time we move up towards 1850, there's a cross back down, then it gets to 18 even, and then there's like bids that step in. So we're kind of just stuck in this dead zone here. And here we go, 1880. Now we're past 1850. Can we get to 19? Once we get to 19, I think we can open up a little bit, but we do need to get to 19. Now we're past that 1850. That was the first area. Now if we can accelerate, there goes 19, 1920. We're starting to move up to the upside on LGVN. Let me pull up the level 2 for you guys here. There you go, 1978. We're almost at 20 now. We're $1.75 in the money. This is the move I was looking for. If this fails, I'm done. I can walk away from this, because this should be the move that actually breaks 20. If this doesn't go, then I don't need to be in this anymore. Let's bring the trailing stop just south of 1850 and see how this trades out. But 20 does need to go right now. And if it does, oh, yeah.
See, wouldn't want to be.
Yeah, that's how you halt.
Geez.
Ooh, that's how you trap something. Now this is going to halt to the downside, and I want a part of that. Come on.
Let's see if we get it.
Yep, got it.
Yeah, I got it too. So now we're going to be short here on this one. Wow. Nope.
Oh,
no, fake short.
No.
That's going to be nasty.
Okay. That's okay. Actually.
Is it though?
Yeah, it's okay.
All right. So we're getting thrown around a little bit there, as we did get out on that price, and then we went short again on LGVN. So what was a good positive stock for us? Not right now. Let's see if it can withstand that 20 bucks one more time. Wow, that just collapsed, and that's Arun. That's the dangerous thing about this. You say about not paying for shorts, and then we just sit here and throw money away sometimes when we are on said short. So yeah, not a great look here for LGVN on that possible halt. It did not halt. So and it's going to halt to the upside probably now. So wow, what a violent name here, LGVN. Just enjoy the ride, man. Me and Arun will take it for you, and then you could just sort of watch this as this back and forth. I took that short thinking it was going to halt and that everyone up here would be caught, and then the next open would be somewhere down here and we'd be laughing. But right now, LGVN, wow, to sit here and trade this wild ride today on this name. Let's just continue to watch it, man. We did take a short on Rivian here as well into that 118. We break through 118, we're going to be gone. That's a key spot there, 118. It's where we took our first trade. So we'll see if it can hold that again. So building into a new short on Rivian, and then LGVN, the stinker right there. That sucks, because we were short, man. It took out that high and then burned everybody. We got out, and then we took the short again. So let's watch out for LGVN here. This could be real exciting into the close. Wow.
So yeah, that's a situation where you're tightening up the stops, makes a big difference, right? So you're not taking the full hit. So we are out of that long. That was $1.75 in the money and almost breaking 20. And now we're flipping around, going short. Remember that 1750 area that we were kind of sitting above? Now I'm playing in front of it. Although we were looking for it to halt and it didn't halt, I'm still okay holding onto the short given what we're trading in front of. So let's play with the volume and see if we can get a move back to the downside. If it breaks 1850 though, I think it's time to walk away from this trade and actually stop trading the stock, because it's getting a little pricey in terms of hits. Brennan?
Palo Alto, I wanted to mention. I just realized my daily chart is not loading more than a couple of weeks of data, but we'll show it to you anyways, guys, because this came off earnings last week. Yeah, this is not a new stock, obviously, PanW, but all-time highs. Just hit all-time highs there for Palo Alto. Decent earnings last week, if you remember. It didn't really do much. Big test down, and then we were right back to the upside Friday. So another nice day for PanW.
All right. Yeah, Palo Alto there. Good name, obviously, for anybody trading that. So I'm just like a little bit, I'm not distraught or anything, but that sucks. Like that was crazy there what happened to us on that name, and that was LGVN is what I'm talking about, of course, as that basically ticks up to those highs. And then, like we always say, hold my beer, all the way back down to the downside it goes. So wow, that sucks. Sorry about that trade there for anybody that did, punch out and was like, oh, now they're either long. Well, whatever. I mean, we're not punching punching the ticket long, but you could see we are stuck short on what we thought was going to halt. So that should be exciting, man. LGVN, wowzers, trying to go. Ford also making new highs now. So we just took a piece out at 75. Always been his long early out for quarters, right? We got out of the last 5% there as it was breaking back lower. We should have got re-long as it broke 200, $20 back up to the upside there, and then hit that again at 50, out some at 50, in again at 55, and now you're cruising to 75. We love this name. We've loved Ford for a while, so watch out for that one going. And then why I was stuck at the $200 in my mind is we still have this long on Upstart. That went in the money $1 for us again. So like, there's $1, we took it. Right? And then we leave the 2/3 on there. It goes another $1 as well, and we don't take it that time. So I still think Upstart may be on the way upside here. We can get some love. So we'll see if Upstart gives us that now. On the long side of things here, UPST.
Yep. Let's take a quick look at our other positions while LVGN is doing its thing. ATVI, okay, nice little bounce off of that 62.15 or so. So we're moving on up, okay. We can leave that aside. That's about 20 cents in the money, and that's still moving fine. Facebook is starting to come back up through this to the 345. Again, I'm not going to move on this until 348 breaks. I'll trail this through because I think there's enough resistance going back to Friday around this 345, 346 area. So we'll leave it alone and see how it trades. And TNA, okay, as the futures go up, TNA, the small cap triple bull, it's also moving up well. That's $1.20 in the money as well. Although I could have made the argument for taking the long on the futures, the setup on TNA looked better. And that's the only reason why I'm in that and not this. Sometimes you favor certain sectors over others, and it just so happens that in this case, the TNA, which is a small cap triple bull, that actually looked better. So we're gonna leave that aside and let it work, because our first target's around 101, 101.50 or so. So we'll see how that plays out. And we're still waiting on LGVN kind of decide on what to do here, because it bounced above that 1850 to the upside, crossed back down with 500,000 shares below 1750. And now here we are right back in the middle of the range here around 18 even, just south of 18 even. So as long as what I saw previously, which was volume, I don't care if it's buy side or sell side volume, as long as there's volume traded through here and the fact that there's a 500,000 share cross from 19 and change, then we should still have decent support to work with inside the zone. As long as we stay below 1850, I think this trade is still valid. If it doesn't, then we may have to just take the hit, walk away from this one here on LGVN. And just one thing, as I say this, GME, guys, taking off to the upside here. A new highs on the day here, 246.26 at this point. It looks like we're just kind of working through the top end. The issue is, though, I need it to stay up here. There could still be a long here. We've got about 50 minutes. 40 minutes before the imbalances come out. I want to see how it trades north of 246. It needs to trade down. So even though it's up here strong, I need to see how it trades below 246 before I decide to step in here. It's already at 247. That's all fun and games here. It's all great, but we need to see what kind of volume is left to support this move to the upside. Not just let's keep buying this. I needed some selling that can be absorbed before I decide to step in on the buy side on GME, but that is something I'm looking at as well.
Yeah, great call on that. We're still watching long Everhorn moving around as well. And then we almost got stopped out there on our Rivian trade, but we didn't. So we still are in this one, 118.50 there for Rivian. Sometimes we're lucky, like I talk about it, like we didn't get ticked in, but we also didn't get ticked out, right? So I think a 116 bid on a piece of this maybe might not be so bad. The short may not be in anymore, man. We absolutely destroyed this short. That's a $13 winner. So if we can lose, I mean, what am I short right now? Rivian 116.62. So that would be about a $2 hit or so, which is definitely, the account can definitely hold that. So we'll wait to see where we're going on that one. But right now, Rivian downside, hopefully that'll print for us at some point. But we're going to right now throw it over to Brendo.
Just looking at this QLGN, here we go, 23%. Big volume spike there, guys. Took it through $1 and then some. We're up to about 125. Just checking on QLGN.
ULGN, don't know much about that one. We will look at that. Upstart, I'm just trying to like manage some of these positions that we have on. This ISPC is now $2 in the money. We're waiting for lower. I'm gonna get out if this breaks back above 850. 850 is our target. We're just getting greedy right now. So we're into this area. I said earlier 850 would be pretty sweet. I'll probably put a trail on this. Even if we tick above 850, I'm gonna be gone. There's some decent size here. You guys wanna take that out, we're gone on that one. A quick reversal back over to Brendo.
Yeah, just quickly, looks like, I mean, we used to joke about this coveted Zacks investment upgrade. Apparently Zacks out with a $9 price target on a penny stock, guys.
What stock was that? That QL one? Okay, so let's look at that quickly. QLGN there. If Brendan's coming to us twice, we got to look again. Okay, so NASDAQ right now, QLG, $1 price here with a $9 price target. Okay, I guess whoever wrote that is probably long. But you could see here, it's been its birthday. I don't know when its birthday was. We'll let this load up. Again, I'm not very familiar with this. I don't know what the catalyst would be to get this up 9x from here. But if you're looking, the 50 period is right here at 122. A nice little move up for QLGN. Yeah, we take this out, we probably can fly a little bit there. So let's wait to see, but volume obviously just in on this now. Absolutely no volume whatsoever before this move. So very, very dangerous. Just be careful if you get yourself into this. Maybe taking out 125 and we can go higher. I think we'll buy. We'll buy through 125. I like those even 25 areas there. We'll buy this one. And if we're wrong, we'll only give it 5 cents back to 120. So we'll wait to see what this one does. 125 break long on QLGN, guys.
Yeah, I'm just moving the stop on my TNA. At this point, I think the way it's trading, I think we can move it through 99.50. We shouldn't have to give back all of it. So we'll move the trailing stop, locks in about, what is this, about 50 cents, 40 something cents? 43 cents actually lock in. So we'll move the trailing stop just south of 99.50, see if we can actually protect some of this as the futures kind of take a break. It makes sense where the futures are taking a break right here around this 26 area, because this is where we hesitated on the initial move down around 26, 25 area, hesitated. So here we are going back up there and hesitating once again. So not that big of a deal as we turn around. So we're just going to tighten up some stops. Helps my Facebook case though for the short, but TNA is starting to rotate around. So we're going to leave that alone. We're still waiting for some more information on GME and whether they can actually handle some selling here, because 246 is what I want to see. I just want to see a move down. That's all I want to see. Can we move down and then come back up? If that's the case, then longs on GME are available. So we'll leave that aside. ATVI we can't touch because the trade just started and there really isn't anything that I got to worry about until we get at least a 62.50 or so. So for now, we'll just leave ATVI alone. And what else we got? Yeah, I talked about the three of them, and LGVN. It is back above 18. It is the volume, the flow of volume is ridiculous on this thing. And it refuses to move away from 1750 and refuses to go above 1850. So we're stuck in this range. And that one time there was a cross for 500,000 shares. That's what took it below 17 even. So this may not be done, and this is getting a little bit not pleasant to trade because the movement is just contained. And as traders, we don't want contained movement. We want to set it up so we can actually get a move to either side. It looks like this may just be done, and we just got to walk away from it soon.
Yep, I mean mine 1850. I'm the same way as you. It's just not. It's not trading properly, especially for a name that we thought would start to move. But we'll go boom for this one. As there it is, man. We'd be very, very patient with Rivian, and then there's the $1 or $1.20 or 30 as the net continues to skyrocket up despite this LGVN trade, which can go to hell. I know it's been good for a lot of you guys, so congratulations. We'll wait to see if Rivian takes out 114. But right now, this is a $3 winner on Rivian. As well, sorry, 250 on Rivian. That would be $3 down to 114. So we'll see if that can come through on that play. ISPC is now $2 in the money and continuing to go down. 850 target as my out, so that should be a good one. CEI, we have such a small position. I should have just took it out up here. It's literally 10% of what we had, so we're already out early. We didn't take that 150. I've kind of been holding it to wait to see if we got back down, but there's just no volume despite a few candles right now. I don't have much to do on that one. Look at this. Here we go, man. We told you we'd take QLGN, so let's hit the monkey, the ape, I guess, Ape Nation for QLGN right now. We are long 26s. We just took a bid out at 34. So as much as we're going to lose on QL or on LGVN, we're making back some some decent cash here. And again, we trade this a little different, right? This is a dollar name. So the shares that we put on a dollar, much different than the shares that we put on a wild $19 stock. So let's just hopefully this can go. Let's go. If we can get $1.50, $1.30 on QLG, off of our $1.26 long, we'll do that. Back in here. Again, some highs, 150. I mean, this is what I'm talking about. Like, just go back a few days. This is a daily chart, right? 150, 145 it stopped at before. I think that's a good spot to get at. 145, 150, 160 or so. I think just getting some out on the way up is going to be a good one for us. Making back that LGVN money, because it looks like we're going to get stopped out on LGVN right now as we approach that 1850. You suck, LGVN, for me, man. We had this short, and I see exactly what you're saying here, Arun. It's just dancing around, man. And this is just, like, honestly, to get this happen to you, that's a 17. This is where we're short on the halt on purpose. Like, I purposely, this is where, you know, Neil goes, oh, I got wicked into a trade. I purposely took this trade short, right? And purposely got out when it broke through 1950 there. So I don't know, I don't know what to do on this name other than take an L. So we're going to take an L on this and just regroup. We're still at a very high spot for us. We're still above our goal for the day. It's been a good one, thanks to Ford. I just want to talk about that Ford quickly. Now we only have 10% of this position left, as there's 9 outs right there. And we try to let this thing go above 2080. Didn't do that. Looky here, guys. Talk about hitting a level right dead on. You go back to November 9th there, actually. I was going to say October 9th, but no, there's a 20-minute chart. November 9th, where we hit that high, it's dead on again, 2080. So there it is right there for Ford. So took that out. Let's watch this get to the outside now. There goes Rivian, now $3 in the money, guys.
Yeah, and that's all you can do. This late in the day, all you can do is protect your profits and cut your hits. There you go. There goes LGVN past 1850. That's an exit right there. They're probably going to take a look at 20 again, but I'm done. I don't know about Sean, but I'm done with LGVN. Given the way it's trading, it's messy. It is so messy that it's not even worth the shot anymore. All right, let me pull up the level 2, because now it's getting spicy as we get through 19. We got out, and here goes 19 even, but they're not letting it go. But whenever it does get going, it's going to be one of those crazy moves. You're not even going to get a chance to get in at 20. It's just going to go right through it. Odds are. So what do we do? Protect, protect, protect. Facebook long, Facebook short. Sorry. Here we are. What do we do? Nothing. We gotta leave it alone. Okay. TNA. What do we do with that? We've moved the trailing stop. Protect 50 cents. Okay, great. It's coming back in now. That's fine. ATVI, leave it alone. There's nothing else to do with this because of the way it's trading. There's nothing else. The trade just got started. So how is this going to play? We'll find out. I do want to say one thing though. With LGVN, if inside of this range, I won't play. But if we take a shot north of 20 and fail, I'll play with that. I'll play on the short side of that. But for now, we're just going to leave it alone. Anything below 20, I won't get involved. But if we get above 20, I might take a shot on the short side once we kind of slow down a little bit. Not immediately, but I do want to see how it trades before I get involved. We're just going to keep the 3 trades that I've got on. They're all in the money. We just got to protect them as much as possible. We've got about, half an hour before the imbalances come out. That's going to move. Odds are LGVN is probably not going to have an imbalance. Facebook, though, Facebook might have an imbalance given how much movement it's had on the day. ATVI, TNA, probably not. But Facebook is probably the one I'm going to look at for an imbalance move at 350, because you know imbalances come out at 350. For everyone who doesn't know, on closed orders that need to be done and executed by the end of the day by the floor broker is done. That information comes out at 350. So just be aware that you may have moves in your stocks, your individual names, because this comes out for every single stock out there that has that kind of an imbalance. So 350, we're going to see some movement. LGVN, as you see it here on my screen here, we're approaching closer and closer to 20. Why couldn't you do this better last time?
I don't even want to take that 20 break.
I'm not taking the 20, but I would like to play on the short side if we can fail that 20 though.
Just been so violent.
It's been violent.
Okay, yeah, it's been a little violent. Just you know, tad bit violent there on LGVN, as we just got out at 1950 break. So same thing as you. We waited a little bit longer, but we just took another bid on Upstart. So we've reloaded. Again, we'll do this graphic because it's true. That's not even a graphic. I'm reloaded. As we are now reloaded up on Upstart here, we'll see where we go, man. We're going to try to hold out for these 208s or so break on Upstart. We got reload now. So again, back and forth, man. I mean, this afternoon's just been like kind of like a whirlish derby here, up and down and around on some of these names. And there goes LGVN halting now. Thank God we got away from that. But I could have made it all back just by going long anywhere. Like, look, like how crazy is this?
It was only that easy.
And it doesn't halt. It reversed the halt again. It was trying to halt. We were just like, it's going to halt.
Yeah.
It looked like it was going to halt and didn't. So long Everhorn, I think that's what it is, right? Or whatever it is. Let me find out. LGVN.
Longeveron.
Long Everon.
Is it Long Everon?
Why not? Long Everon.
Sure.
What do you guys think? Am I saying that right? Long Everon? I got to watch somebody that made like a YouTube video about it. Long Everon, I think is right. We'll see there. Thanks, Dominic, for the super chat. He's talking about it right here. NBEV. Thoughts on one of my day's darlings, NBEV. So we'll take a look at that as well. Thank you, Dominic. As Long Everon, I think is right. No halt. Oh, there it goes again. So breaking through 21 and change. This one has a chance to halt. And I want to give a big shout out to Dominic as well, because Dominic was all over Long Everon. Longeveron. Longeveron, Dominic? Okay, there's Longeveron. Okay, Longeveron. Good. All right. We're going to go with that. Thank you for that. And that's what we need, like very, very easily spelt and pronounced out for pronunciation for us there as well. So thank you guys on that one. We'll wait for it. But there it goes, man. 21.25. Regardless of the name, it's a hot ticker for everybody today. Rivian, again, another hot ticker, man. That goes all the way down to 114. We talked about those levels right there. I mean, what the heck am I even doing trying to pronounce names when stocks that I have are literally hitting key levels that I mentioned, which would be $4 in the money, or whatever the heck it was, $3 in the money, and we didn't take it. So guys, bid time, 114.50. We're putting that in right now. We're lucky enough to get that, then great. We should have already cashed out on that Rivian trade. Darn it, guys. Definitely missed opportunity on that one.
Yeah, missed opportunities all around, everything. Longeveron has been an absolute mess to trade in the afternoon. I was doing just fine until this stock came around. I think there's a new rule. I feel like I've been slipping a little bit here. Normally, my rule was no paying for shorts. There's a reason for that, and I just reminded myself why. Because I get too active in these names, and I pay for shorts, and then I'm like, ooh, I gotta try and make that back, and then I forget. Although I have 3 other positions that are making money, I'm still focused on the one that is moving absolutely nuts. And I think from going forward, if you guys ever, I'm saying it right now, I am not going to be paying for shorts. I should go back to that rule. I am going to go back to that rule. So if you ever see me consider the idea, oh, maybe I want to get played, maybe I might do shorts. No. Just remind me in the chat, please, because I should not be paying for shorts because I get myself too caught up in these names and I'm paying for it dearly. So come on, Facebook, back to the downside, make some of this money back. But the only play I will make on Longeveron, since we've already made that read here north of 20, is if we can get a move into the end of the day where I can actually fade this. I'm going to have to do that at the right location, though, but not just yet. But there might be a short on the table for Longeveron as long as we can actually find the proper level to work with. But that's the only trade I've got left. But going forward, no more shorts for this guy. No more paying for shorts for this guy.
I actually have a better theory. Like, if the word long is in the name, who's going to go long, right? So, I mean, let's find a stock that's called short something, short circuit, something like that. We'll do that, and we'll take it. NEO just does a nice little drop down into that spot right there. Did not average in, could have, didn't. NEO bouncing around a little bit. Let's go Upstart. Let's go Rivian. Let's go Brendan.
I like where this is going. A new strategy is being built right in front of your eyes. I'll add to it, guys. So long in the name. Number 2, sub 3 million share float. Long in the name. Sub 3 million share float, 2.9 on LGVN. Teeny tiny little float. Wanted to mention Biogen real quick. Had a spike down earlier, 256 to 250, 250 and a half on significant volume. This was why there was a new safety report that came out on their long worked on, tested on, tried on Alzheimer's drug for Biogen. So down on the day on that, guys.
Yeah, I'm starting to pare down my positions as we get into 3:30. Usually,
I didn't even realize the time.
Yeah, it's almost 3:30, and as we get closer to that imbalance at 350, you're going to see some buy programs kick in just after 3:30. Not buy programs, sorry. Let me take that back. Some algos kick in towards the close. So a lot of firms or even market makers that need to make some adjustments, to funds that need to make some adjustments going into the end of the day, they turn their on-close programs on roughly just after 3:30. That's what I've noticed. Now, that's not official. That's what I've noticed, that there's a flow of activity after 3:30. Somewhere between 3:30 and 3:40, I've noticed that there's usually some program-related trading that goes on. So I'm just going to start to move out of the way. Trades that haven't really gone that far for me, I'm just going to walk away from. So I've walked away from ATVI. That was about a 6-cent winner or 7-cent winner. TNA walked away with 40-cent winner. 38-cent winner on TNA. So after it was up like almost $1 and change. So we're just going to walk away, and we're going to leave Facebook as is because that's really deep in the money, and I don't have to worry about this too much. We'll wait to see what the amounts look like. As I'm talking, you can see LGVN on my screen here on the left. It's at 23 now. Why couldn't this just have happened without that 500,000 share cross to the downside? That would have been an easy trade, but hey, trading's not easy, and sometimes this is what you have to end up dealing with. This kind of a mess that is Longeveron. So here we go. Here we are, just waiting for this to kind of fade. At some point, there's got to be a short. I'll be waiting for it, but not yet because the steam is there for this thing to keep on going. It will capitulate at some point. Oh, like there you go. That's Neil's favorite word, isn't it? Capitulate?
Yeah, I've given him hell for saying a few things too many times. One of them was dead cat bounce. He's trying to switch off that, but that's, I mean, still a good one. But capitulation, definitely a great term there when you are day trading a little bit. Upstart comes all the way down and fails and out. So like this is going to be, again, like a very, very flat name for me today when if we just had sort of held on to the short, but it gets... And this is the problem with trading the close, man. It's like we're so hot fire off the open because our ideas have the day to work. Now into the close, it's position battling. I love what you said there. It's like people trying to close out their books. The day's already happened. So, you know, got to find different sets of winners and different sort of things you're looking at into the close. So we'll do better on that moving forward. Not that I think we're doing bad on it. It's just, it is tough to find some of these names. But we've done well finding Rivian. I mean, we shorted this name upside, which has been good. I say Upstart's basically flat. I mean, hopefully you'll be able to see that on when it rolls through all of our net there at the end of the day, or as it rolls through, you'll be able to see. And then just like this QLGN, I mean, it doesn't have long in the name, so I shouldn't have gone long, but it does have that price target upgrade. We take it at 126 there on the break. We're out a couple times, one at 134, one at 133, and now we're getting ready to take it out if it cracks below here. So this will be, again, roughly a flat trade for us. This is actually out of 40%. We still have 60% on and getting ready to crack out of that one, as it's not really doing a whole hell of a lot. So NEO, we averaged into this. This is going to come out if we break through here, 69 or so. The VWAP is 4170. No more averages in on this name, and we'll see if it drops through, then we'll get out. So a bid there at 91. I actually forgot about this, but we took another bid at 84. So we have more shares than we had thought, but it's okay. Average price at 90 right now, fully manageable for us. Like, we're out of the money 4 cents on this. So cry me a river, as Justin Timberlake would say, and we won't worry about it. And other than that, man, CEI, everything kind of moving around for us. Let's check out what, not moving around. CEI and Ford not doing anything. So we'll leave those be here. Apple, bad wicks down there. So it's going to be hard to look at this on a 1-minute chart. Let's check out what a 20 looks like. Beautiful move up on the daily chart for Apple, continues to go. And then it's just been really, really quiet today. Off open, it started real hot, man. The NASDAQ's obviously pulling in, as you can see right now. So all the longs that I have are going to get squashed if the NASDAQ keeps making this move. I don't know what the imbalances are going to look like today, but you are into a shortened week, so it could be something coming for the imbalances. But 163.30, it looks like Apple on a sell imbalance. Watch out, man. If this Apple comes out as a sell imbalance, then I just hope that I still have this Rivian on, which, by the way, is $2 in the money, this Rivian short. And I actually canceled my bid, man. I was going to wait for 114.50. I'm going to see if Rivian can test down here. Let's see if the market, I mean, here it is. Like, this is what I'm talking about. It's a $2 winner. We'll explode the money. You can take it on the bid right now if you wanted it for that $2. But right now, Rivian starting to make a move to the downside. I'm going to hold out, get a little greedy. But this is what I mean. This is where it's a lot different than the morning show. Because if this was still happening, like we saw the moves in the morning, right? Whoops, I'm on the wrong thing. If you see all the moves in the morning, you know, these little shorts have this explosion to the downside because we have never discovered price down here, right? We actually travel back to 106 IPO price. So right now, we'll see what kind of price discovery there is here at close. But I'm looking, honestly, like if I can get 1350, I think that's pretty sweet on this trade. So I think we'll look to do that, Arun.
Yeah, I'm just looking for some trades I can set up for another day. Walmart actually popped up on my radar here. North of 145. Okay. Look at the multi-day consolidation here, just around, what is it, 144.5 all the way down to 141 and change. Just kind of going sideways a little bit. So up, down, whatnot. And here we are finally getting a move past that range. Keep an eye on this. There might be a nice little trade there around that 145 going down to 144.5 here. You can probably get away with using 143 as your stop. You don't need to go all the way down to 141. Just to play on top of this like range breakout. I wouldn't call it a range breakout per se, but it looks like it because there is some resistance here up north of 146.5. So you kind of have to respect what your risk is going to be on this trade here. Just be aware if you're putting it down to 143 and you know you can get to 146.5, you probably shouldn't be buying north of 145. Probably somewhere close to 144.5 is probably the entry point on this trade. As long as we can stay up here, this may be a trade that can set up for another day. Again, at this late in the day, there's no way I'm going to step into anything that sets up like this now. But for another day, there could be something there. Futures coming off a little bit here. Let's do a quick check here. Futures coming off. We got about 18 minutes before the announcements come out. Futures coming off that 26 area, back into support here around that 16, 17. So there might be a nice little bounce here. As long as we can maintain strength, there might be a nice little bounce here. But the edges have been set, right? 4,700 on the bottom, 4,740 on the top. If I come on today, when I come on tomorrow, as long as the market doesn't break those two ranges, I'm definitely going to be using those two edges as potential areas to work with. And then here we are. Ooh, what is, okay. I was looking at LGVN real quick there. I noticed some selling coming in. I was like, oh, maybe there's a short there. No, not yet. But yeah, 4740 on the top end on the futures, 4700 on the bottom. And we're just kind of wedged in here. I thought there'd be a nice little breakout north of 4725. Not getting it. So it looks like it's going to be another whippy day. Keep in mind, shortened long weekend, right? So it's a shortened week. Half day on Friday.
Yep.
Yeah, half day on Friday. You got another 2 days before you get a day off, and then a half day. The half day is probably going to be very quiet as well, because who wants to come in on the Friday after a holiday, right? So just temper your expectations. And as I say, this LGVN at 24.
Yeah, we could have made back like 20x there, bro.
Yeah.
Like, all we have to do is punch that long. So long in the name, and Brendan said short of 4 million shares. That's the key. So watch us tomorrow as hopefully we don't make the same mistake on long ever on as we do right there. But you know, we'll spin this money. Before we go back to Brendan, money. Just a quick update there as this came right back, man. I told you, we actually had more. I mean, it's fluke on how many shares we have. I actually have more shares than I wanted to down here on NIO, but just all of a sudden a boost up. NASDAQ not moving, NIO moving. So hell yeah, we'll take part of that out. So right now, the afternoon's not looking so bad as Rivian, $3 in the money, right at the spot that we said we would take it out. Maybe we should have done that. 1450 coming through here, Rivian. Maybe we got to take that out. But right now, it's a money kind of day. Let's throw it over to Money Man himself. What's up, Brendo?
Quick housekeeping note, guys. Speaking of the half day on Friday, there's going to be a little bit of programming changes happening because of that. We are going to be normal Friday morning. So we're going to come on at 8:30 as per usual, go through to 11. Trader Prad, Miss V, going to come on for an hour only, and then we will be back. So we're going to come back just for the 12 to 1 o'clock hour. So a little bit of shifting around. So you get a shortened dose, I guess, of M&M, Trader Prad and Miss V from 11 to 12, and then you get us again 12 to 1 on Friday. Market closes at 1 o'clock on Friday. Quick note on GM. GM having quite the day as well, up significantly here. They invested in an electric boat startup today. That was out a little bit earlier. So nice run up for them, guys. Almost day highs here as we speak, 4.5% for GM.
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Big. I mean, I have some big time money in GM, Ford, and Tesla, and small in Fisker. So really happy with some of the performances in that, including Ford today that we've traded for you. And I think we've traded it pretty well, man. I don't know how much you guys are up on Ford, but we can't be happier. Well, we could always be happier, but we couldn't be happier with this performance here today, including the longs on the 20 break. And then the long again here was great, out for, even my flat trade is out for profit. And then right there up to the upside right now and enjoying. We only have the last 10% on of this trade, so it's about actually 15% on. So we'll see here, 220.80 is the high, and that high coincides over there from the 9th of Feb. Quick check on GM. I did dump some of this, like $57, I'm pretty sure. I try to tweet out all the trades that I do make, but Ford and GM both, man, way up. Like, I don't know about that investment they made today or anything like that, but a nice move up to the upside, $65 taking out recent highs as well of 65. So 64.50. What a great movement this stock has had, and so have they all, man. A great move. Tesla today, did it break back above 1200 at any point today? Almost did. It got there early on the 1 minute, yeah, and it tried again just now. This is the 1 minute chart upside today. It got there, and then look at this, man. It fell like a rock down to 11. What? 11.35. Oh my, as they say. LGVN there can again. Congratulations to anybody that has that one, man. Watch this. I'm going to hit an over. Boom. There it is. You see this acceleration to the upside. So bunch of garbage down here. Yeah. Sean, good short there, bud, at 17. How's that taste right now? Not bad because we're out, but my worst stock of the day. I'm sure it's yours as well, without talking about your book. But straight up to the upside, man. Definitely my worst stock today. We tried it, and we were laughing short. Yeah, that's good, man. That's all good. And then when this started happening is when we should have backed away. But LGVN, man, congratulations to everybody that's on this one.
Yeah, it was an absolute mess. It actually halted for the first time because as it was going up here, let me pull up the level 2, not the level 2, but the level 2 on it. It was actually trying to halt multiple times, and it was timed very, very well because it was probably 1 or 2 seconds away from halting, and then it would the bids would drop out. It would go down like 50 cents, and then it would come back in, break through. Remember, halts are based on time, right? So as long as you don't hit the percentage within the certain time, you can keep running the stock, and that's what it looked like. It was very well timed, suspiciously, very well timed how it would get to the halt point, back off for a few seconds just in time to turn the halt parameters off, and then go up another 20, 30 cents before we hit the next halt code or the halt bracket. And then it would do the same thing there. It actually finally halted at 26.67. Now it looks like there's some selling coming in. 26 even is your theoretical auction price. So is it done? Who knows? It remains to be seen. But we'll see how this plays out. But it does look like finally taking a break. LGVN, after going as hot as it has, looks like it's finally taken a break off this move. We are about 10 minutes away from getting an imbalance here.
Yeah, so we are $3 now in the money. $3. Oh, that's my bid. We could have got taken out right there, and I canceled it, man. We were bidding 114.40 right there. We could have just got out. I don't want to use a trailing stop. I don't know if Jude, if you're in this one or not. I haven't been following, but this is a great short for or anybody. Oh, Jude was upstart. I don't know if you're in this Rivian trade, but what a great trade this has turned out to be for me here to the downside. Oh, they see that 1440 just got, I'm going to really not like myself here if that 1440 doesn't turn out to be something. So right now, let's just get out of some of this name. 1440, if it comes down. I was sort of, Arun, waiting for the imbalance to come out. I don't know if we'll do that, man, and we'll just sort of beat ourselves up if it misses, but I don't want to turn this $3 away right now on this name. So I think 1430, it just ticked it. How many times? I mean, like 1 time there, 2 times, 3 times, now 4 times a charm downside now on this name. So I think this is well worth it for me. We'll put a 1440 bid. If we get it, we get it. I'm just nervous, man. I'm wondering if these imbalances, Brendan, let me know if you have an imbalance side number there today, because it's going to come to the negative side. Just wondering if we flush down. Remember we saw Rivian. You were here on Friday. Yeah, Rivian was a big sell, I believe, on Friday. So it doesn't matter. I'm going to put a 1430 bid in here. We're short at 117.17. So a 1430 bid, 11430 bid gives us that $3 that we're looking for. And it's not a monetary thing. It's just, it's ticked down too many times here. So, maybe 1450 to make it even. I think we'll do that. Too bad, because I could have had this one and didn't take it. So that's a little bit silly by me. So let's bid 1450 and give it up. We just should have took that out.
Yeah, we're just looking at Facebook. Facebook coming off a little bit here now. Okay, we're short, so that's a good thing. Facebook, how do we play this? I want to see, like I said earlier, I want to see the amounts here and see if we can actually get a move to the downside. Negative amounts on Facebook would be nice because that'll actually flush this down. Let me actually pull up the imbalance locator just so we have it up here. For anyone who hasn't seen this before, this is our imbalance locator. Every software has some version of it. This is ours. Or your broker should have some version of it. You just got to check in on them and see where it is. It tells you roughly where the imbalances are or what the imbalances are for the stocks that are moving around. Every day at 3:50, there's an imbalance that comes out. Depending on the market, I'm just going to put in New York and NASDAQ so we can actually have this up. This is old data from this morning. We're just waiting for the update at 3:50. It just kind of gives you roughly what volume needs to be done going into the end of the day, how much needs to be done. Usually that tends to add some pressure on the stock itself as we get closer and closer to the end. Remember, 4 o'clock, everybody wants to capture the official closing price, right? This is all about the official closing price and how this is played towards the end of the day. So this is what you kind of guide, or to help you guide to and trade the final 10 minutes, because it gets very volatile. If there's an imbalance in a stock, it's a big imbalance, you're going to see some pressure. And we noticed it on Friday, like Sean mentioned. So now we're waiting to see if there's going to be some more big imbalances on these stocks and see if we can actually get a move. And LVGN is
Just opened.
Did I not get the fill? No, they canceled my order. Damn.
Were you trying to go short? Or
Yeah, I was trying to get shorts. Open shares have nowhere to go. What does that even mean?
Probably wrong order type, but good thing you didn't get it, man. 26 and change. So you can find out. Double check if you think you got it. You can yell to Greg and he can status that for you. Yeah, so there it is. Long Everhorn opens back up. I don't know even the price it opened back up at there. 26, I guess, or so. If you're trying to get the short, that would have been cash a little bit now as we're coming back to the downside. But I thought you said you're never going to, you never trade, you're never.
As long as it was above,
Oh man, look at this. Wow, there it goes flying down to the downside. Long Everhorn right there. Sorry, what were you saying?
Yeah, as long as it was above 20, I was willing to trade it, but nothing below 20. That's where I was gonna kind of walk away from it. I picked up a short here around 25. I'll give it $1. If it takes out 26, I'm done. But I do think there's a potential for some movement towards the end of the day. This thing's on fire. Hey, people want to take some profit, right? That's what I'm banking on. Play some psychology here towards the end of the day. So we'll see how this plays. Risk another $1. If this thing keeps it going, I don't need to be a part of another halt here on LGVN here. But it does look like there's some volume coming in. Not enough to actually crash this thing, but there's some volume coming in. So let's see if we can get some movement. Another halt to the downside would be nice here. Here we go. $1, $1.20, $1. There we go. That's what I want to see. Now we can start moving the protection on this trade. See if we can't not get run over here. But I'm going to keep an eye on this.
Okay.
This is what I want to see. Towards the end of the day, there should be some profit taking. Let's see if we can get some more of this. If we can't, we're just going to walk away and take our cash and hey, make some money back. We lost some money earlier, so why not make some money back on this one here? It's some selling, but it doesn't look like it's going to be that aggressive. I might just walk away now. I'm deciding. Okay, I'm done.
Yeah, nothing wrong. Take those profits, my man. Good trade there for Arun. Ford comes right back to flat. Our last 15%, we get it out. I mean, Ford just fell off the cliff there. You could see what's happened with the NASDAQ, so we will try to hold some of these trades now into the close as we get out of Ford right there. But still, like, honestly, it's one of my it's pretty much my number one stock today. Obviously, Rivian's going to be net-wise, as this has been a killer day for me on Rivian. All these shorts and then out right there was pretty cash on that one. And did you cover your long ever?
I covered my long, but there's like next to no offer because it just went from like 25 to 27.5 or 27 even. There was no offer. And now there's some volume coming back in. I'm going to play this. I'm going to be active on this. Especially around these prices, given the way they're trading it. So we'll see how this plays out, but I do like the idea of trading on the short side around these prices. I just got to be smart about where I'm getting in and where I'm willing to get out, because there's next to no offer. Everyone's playing on the buy side apparently, and so if I'm short and I can't get out, it's going to be a bad. So we're just going to be smart about how we're trading this, but I am looking at the idea of maintaining some shorts here.
Yeah, okay, just asking Greg a question. Okay, we'll move on from that. Yeah, so that stock's moving. Okay, another stock that's been a halter that's been good for me, man. In here, out. Like, we're almost out now of everything of QLGN. This was a name that Brendan brought to us. Someone, I don't know who it was. It doesn't matter anymore anyways. It never mattered in the first place. Someone upgraded this thing to the moon, $9 or so. That was crazy. We waited for a 125 break, got it. Stopping down, breaking of about 5 or so cents would be well worth it. We've taken dimes on this as well. So this one obviously can't be a loser. As QLGN, we're almost out of this. Let's see if we do get a last second push on this name as well. Hopefully that can come through. We only have 4 minutes left until the imbalances that Arun has so eloquently described for you as I stumble to get those words out. Right now, NEO, again, good outs for us, man. We talked about why that moved up. No idea why. You see Ford come down. We're just touching volume weighted average price right now. Looking to break view up 41.75. It doesn't. Now it's coming back to the upside. This is going to be a profitable name for us today. But again, we cracked down below there. 69er, and we'll be out of that. We'll see if it can get some love into the close. Of course, this is NIO waiting for that imbalance. nasty drop down for the NASDAQ created some of that cascade down for us. Our UPST short, of course, our initial short right there, we've been taken out of it. It's not really doing anything, so we'll wait on UPST coming through now. But one stock that we're not waiting on, Rivian. We're waiting at 14.55 here. If this can come in, I've just seen this crack too many times. If Rivian wants to go down here,
there it goes.
the only thing is now it's,
It's getting messy. I don't want to play.
I don't know what to do right now. I know you're talking about LGVN, but I'm going to wait for Rivian. I hope the imbalance can come out as a sell side and hit us out right there, just creating an amazing day for us here on this name. So Rivian, so far, so good. NEO might get topped out. Ford we're out of. And CEI, nice little bump up. I'm going to take this out right now as well. This is another 10-cent win. We're long at 132 off the open there. Waited for that wick bid. Boom, got it. Now we'll get out here on CEI. Just take the win when it's there.
Yeah, I'm starting to rethink the idea of playing this. This is getting messy. This is not even just, there's no read anymore. It's just, there's crosses left, right, and center. There's an imbalance coming out. I thought there might be some plays around 26, but I don't see myself, think about it this way. If I get short and I'm right, and this thing goes into a halt right at the end of the day, am I going to be carrying this thing overnight? I don't want to do that. So if it doesn't reopen by the close, yeah, let's not get involved here. The move should have happened soon, or like pretty much around 26, but the way it's been trading doesn't allow for that kind of a move without a high risk scenario. So I'm just going to walk away. I made back a little bit there on that trade, but we're just going to take the hit on this and move on, because this is just getting, the longer this takes to actually break down, the worse this trade becomes in terms of a risk scenario, because you don't want to get, the last thing you want to do is stay on a short side move and it goes into a halt and doesn't open by the end of the day. That is not a trade I want to be a part of. So we're going to move on.
Rivian bid.
There you go. What'd you say?
Why am I doing this to myself again? I cancel. I just want to give everyone an update there. Didn't mean to interrupt you, but canceling that Rivian bid because I'm just wondering if the futures do come out here as a sell on this imbalance locator. What are we doing right now? You guys did try to tell us about LGVN. Yeah, we are nervous. I think the most valid thing that you said there was that, well, lots of stuff, but not taking that overnight. I mean, we've seen DWAC, we've seen a lot of people get just clocked overnight on some of these trades, right? And it's just not worth it, especially such a new name. There's really going to be no levels on this one. Just like this Rivian. I mean, obviously this is a little different taking this overnight. There's a lot of liquidity. This is a $100 billion market cap or whatever it is right now at 115. So a little bit different, but there it is. We just canceled, man. We were right here at 114.55, right? We would have got filled already. So let's see, with only 15 seconds left to ruin. I know you have it up. Yep. Here we go. Let's go. Get elevated now. We're getting ready to have this, man. Hopefully this can come to the downside. I might just put an offer right here, 115.80. Take this out if it does snap back up. 115.80 is going to be my out in case we're wrong on the imbalances. They're just out now.
Here we go. Yeah, let's do an update here on the imbalances here. What do we got here? We got 9.29 million shares short or sell side imbalance on EDU. Okay, let's take a quick look at EDU. Chinese education has done 44 million shares. That's about a quarter of its daily volume. So you might see some pressure on EDU as long as this imbalance can stay on this large. It needs to be this large though. As long as it can stay this large after 355, which is when we get our next update from the floor. Sorry, not the next update. These imbalances will keep updating, but the next major update where the floor orders are inserted into the imbalance locator will come in at 355. So if this imbalance gets bigger at 355, you're going to see this market, the market is falling. The market actually is just south of 4,700. But if this were to be bigger, then you might see some more pressure on this. I've got my hands on Facebook. Remember, we've held on to Facebook pretty much all day, all the way at 346. We were looking for resistance here. Management on this was north of 348. Here we are back towards 342. 341 is right there, so we could potentially hit the lows. That's a $9.50 winner throughout the day on Facebook, so we're going to leave that alone and see if we can get some more movement on Facebook. What do we have? KHC on the sell side, just north of 2 million shares. That's the biggest NASDAQ. That's done 13 million shares on the day. You see the move on KHC there. As soon as the imbalance came out, it dropped about 15 cents or so. So we'll keep an eye on that. That's all we got. Nothing else. Apple's a small sell at 783K. Not much else. Maybe Macy's at a buy at 1.2 million shares. But hey, the big name for me is Facebook, because I've had this one all day pretty much. And we're going to see how this one comes into the end of the day. I'm actually going to filter this out so I can actually look at Facebook's imbalance much better. While I've got you guys, though, Look at the market. Wow. Respect that 26, take out that 4,700. It looks like that number is no longer valid. Let's remove that. We've got a huge zone to work with tomorrow, probably somewhere up to 47.15. I got to do some more work here to figure out where exactly the level is. But definitely this market is setting up a trap, a nice little trap here, a nice little move up, trap down, grind up in the afternoon, complete flush through the bottom. Looks like we're going to open it up tomorrow, going into a long weekend. So tomorrow might be nice because the day before a long weekend, people might take some time off. So tomorrow might be the day where we get some volatility.
Ooh la la, I like that. And I want to give a big thank you to you, Arun, for filling in the last couple of days. I know you're going to be busy. Arun will be on the desk a lot here in late November, early December. So thank you to Arun, as we all just, none of us took our vacation days because we just love sitting here trading, and then all of a sudden they snuck up on us. So thank you to Arun. I promise you we won't be this, frugal with our days there coming into next year. Okay, just an update there. We'll hit the cowbell as we've taken a hell of a lot. There it is. I don't know if you get a sound on that anymore, but a hell of a lot there on Rivian today, and we're just going to do it again and finish out the day. There's that short 117.20 or whatever it was, and then we just took that out at 115 flat there, or 115.11, whatever that was. I'm going to zoom in here on that, and I didn't want to interrupt you there. Yeah, 115.15 or so. The imbalances came out, man. We were waiting down here for a flush. Didn't happen, so we took that view up and punched out. So that's that trade, and I hope it was a good one for you as well. And then another moneymaker for us, as Pokeroo goes, it's okay, you lost on LGVN, but I didn't make back as much on QLGN, but still a nice bid here, 125, took it out all on the upside right now, holding a small piece. Let's just get out of this one now and go over to Brendan with only 6 minutes left.
All right, holiday shortened week, as we said, but there are still some earnings to get through as we wrap up this earnings season. I saw, to start things off today, it was like 92% now of the S&P has reported. So we're getting to the end of earnings season, but here's what's coming up tonight and tomorrow morning.
Best Buy.
Yeah, we had a rant from Trader Pratt about Best Buy earlier, so hopefully you guys saw that one, although the stock is going opposite of his opinion. I like Best Buy here. We'll see where we go now. And again, I think Best Buy is going to be a good little name getting ready for the holiday season, especially if they can not guide forward. I mean, if they guide forward, that's huge. But if they can say, you know what, we've got a lot of our Black Friday stuff in stock, and they're getting ready for Christmas. I don't even want to see that Organigram stock there, as I believe that's a marijuana name. So that name can just keep going down most likely without even me looking at it. And then other than that, man, Abercrombie, I mean, I like some of these names, these retailers heading into the season. So that's another name to look at. But Best Buy for me is the most exciting.
Yeah, Best Buy is exciting for sure. But man, the market is taking a nosedive here.
It is.
Futures underneath 46.90, clearing well past that 4,700. Facebook, I was not expecting this. Facebook is at 341. It was just at 341. Imbalances came out somewhat on the sell side, 44,000 shares on the sell side. That doesn't mean anything. But it was almost towards the day lows, and it just bounced off that 341. So this is accelerating some movement to the downside. Futures, Facebook, imagine some other names. Let's take a quick look at the percentages on Apple. Apple's only, it was down 2.5%. It was up 2.5%. Now it's only up just underneath 0.5%. So a lot of big names losing a lot of their luster today after starting strong. So I'm going to have to start to protect some of this. Let's take a quick look at EDU though. Remember, we looked at EDU. It was 9.2 million share or something like that. Not much. It's still sitting at 232, 9 million shares. We'll see if this accelerates. But it does look like they're going to hit the bid and the offer. 46 million shares traded, 9.2 million shares is the imbalance to the sell side. Nothing has been paired yet. So we're waiting to see if this is going to accelerate or towards the end of the day, or if they're just going to print the bid. But for now, it does look like the imbalance on EDU is going to stay. We'll see how much pressure that provides on a stock like this, because it's about a quarter of its daily volume right now.
Good call there. Someone said Upstart making, who was it? I can find you there. Making dreams come true. I don't know where it was there. Oh, there it is. Dev, what's up, Dev? Upstart making dreams come true. Yeah. We were short and dumped it, but there goes Upstart. Wow, all the way to the downside. Someone said earlier that I should check out PaySafe. I'd be a little happier. I don't know if that's a joke or not. I was checking out PaySafe earlier. Okay, back to 4. So yay on that one. We are happy with PaySafe. I believe it's a green name today, considering this market and how dumped off a lot of these names have been. It's nice to see PaySafe sticking near its highs of the day, up 3%. So whether or not we've seen a bottom on this one, there's no freaking way I'm going to call a bottom on this name until I'm a little more comfortable with that. So we'll wait to see if that comes through, but it's nice to see it hold $4. I do like PaySafe here, but $4 is what it is. Trying to keep that dream alive on PaySafe. Our Rivian was a grayed out, man, as that retraced all the way back up to 117. So as you know, you were wrong on, well, not wrong, but as Upstart goes to the downside, you could see Rivian starting to take out new highs. Not new highs, but new highs on the afternoon, looking at 118. So that's a good one. And then you want to talk about a beatdown name that we didn't really look at today. Look at Peloton, man, $44. Like, wow, this name has just gotten, through the ringer here on Peloton. Like, wow, like $90. And like for everyone that's, look, I'm not happy about PayPal. At least we know about PayPal and we know that, what they're offering and their services and this and that. But Peloton, man, I don't know what the story is going to be with this one. At these, it's not going to be all-time lows because of the IPO, but it's just at a disgusting little level here. We'll definitely be looking at that tomorrow with only 2 minutes left. Should be exciting. Best Buy is a New York name, so it's going to take me a second to get over there. 140 it was. BBY, not BlackBerry. BlackBerry will never be at $140 unless they do some kind of a reverse split.
Or they can make a new phone.
Still not going to 140, my friend. But Bed Bath and Beyond. Best Buy has been, and this is what I mean, they've been executing actually quite well, and right now you're near these highs, so watch out for them. Obviously, big risk to the downside on that print. If they give any scares whatsoever about inventory controls or Black Friday, this thing is gone, let alone Christmas. Black Friday is going to be a little too late for them right now, but if they're going to have inventory problems come Christmas, this is not going to be good, man. If you have out of stock written on your website, people are just going to look elsewhere. They're not going to wait for anything to come in stock. So let's wait to see what happens. If you're not done your Christmas shopping now, you may be late with only a month to go. That's crazy to say that, but we've bought a lot of our gifts. So just FYI on that, Arun, I'm sure you've bought yours as well. Mm-hmm. But get ready to rock and roll if you haven't. Shipping, big problem this year.
Yeah, you know what? Best Buy shipping was actually pretty good. I actually ordered not too recently one of those toaster oven / air fryers. They got it to me within a day. And this is Best Buy shipping here in Canada. They got it to me within a day. The reason I'm looking over here is I'm actually trying to bid my way out of Facebook positions.
You only got 40.
Yeah, I got 40. I'm sitting here. I'm just trying to get caught on the bid here. I just need somebody to cross down hard enough and I can get out. Some pressure here, otherwise I'll cross the other way. But for now, we are looking at getting our way out of this. But shipping-wise, it does. There is delays there, but I'm just kind of. I had good experiences with Best Buy shipping, so I have no clue what Pratt's talking about.
Yeah. With only 20 seconds, I got this. I'll be ringing this bell as Rivian taking out 118 right now. Good movement back to the upside. We'll ring this register right now and start the countdown with only 10 seconds left. It's been a great day, man. Thank you for joining us. Wow, the volatility has been hot fire. Hey, Ms. V, hope you're doing well. 3, 2, and 1. I like that look. That's kind of like a mysterious look there. I was gonna is this a smile? It's because if it's a smile, then it's a good day. If it's not, but that was kind of in between a little James Bond action there from Miss V. Thank you for that one. Let's go over to Brendan. How did we finish?
Pretty hard tank there into the close, guys, for both the S&P and the NASDAQ. Here we go, 0.3. The S&P ends up to the downside, 0.4 for the Dow. The Dow held up the best. Yeah, 1.17 for the NASDAQ. So it was tech that led that sell-off, maybe ahead of the long weekend coming up. 0.6 here in Toronto to the downside. Yeah, another 5% day there for Ethereum, guys. So negative pressure on cryptos as well.
I was telling you guys I only bought a small amount, $2,000 worth. Someone said when I said 2,000, did I buy 2,000 coins, like 2,000 Ether? Yeah, that's what I did. Yeah, that's what I did. So if I did that, trust me, I would have got out when it went to 4,400. Yeah, so a nice little move down for Ethereum today. Not nice because we're all bulls over here. I don't know if anybody's shorting crypto. That's a little crazy, but are you a holder of any crypto? Nope. Probably a smart man on that one. It's been a nice ride to the upside. I'm not sure where we're going to look for right now for crypto. A big thank you so much to Miss V over there. Great smile. Thank you to Miss V, and thank you for Trader Pratt as well. Better days tomorrow for Trader Pratt as Rivian got a hold of him early. Not tomorrow. He's going to crush that tomorrow. That is for sure. And always a big thank you to the Mr. Hold My Beer time over there for Rob and Lucas. Thank you guys. Big shout out to you. Thank you. It did get a little warmer here. We can now feel our hands.
Yeah.
I did throw the sweater on early as well. Big thank you to Maggie and to Natalie for everything behind the scenes. And of course, Brendan, what was it like at your place this weekend? How are the renos? And is it going to be a jolly Christmas or what?
We're getting there, guys. We're getting there. I'm very excited. Trim is on. Floors are on. Kitchen is coming. Countertops are overrated.
Yes.
You don't need
It'll
countertop.
be
You
fun.
don't need countertops, man. That's where you just go to like Home Depot, buy wood, like our
Yeah.
little table right here.
Get
throw
two-
it down.
yeah.
Get Randy.
Get 2 buckets.
I've got a good contractor for you, Trader TV Randy.
Look at the desk. Look
there will
at
come
that desk.
through. Oh, Lucas suggested that?
No, the desk, I was saying.
Oh yeah, the desk. Yeah, look at this, Trader TV Randy.
Oh, you built this, eh?
Oh, what do you think?
That's a pretty nice desk.
Yeah, I'll give him your condolences tomorrow. Thank you guys for joining us one more time. Been a fantastic day. The trade of the day is coming up. See how I traded Rivian. We had a great short on it as well at the end of the day. So a lot of good talk there. Thank you so much for joining. If you haven't hit the like button, it ain't too late right now. Please do that. And we'll be back with you tomorrow. Neil will be returning. Thank you so much, Arun. It's been a pleasure. We'll see you very, very soon. Me, Neil, and Brendan tomorrow. Trader TV Live, 8:30. See you then.